This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. Well, what started out as a snowy day here in Preston, and it's going to heat up inside Preston Gym, as tonight it's number 1 against number 2. As the Minico Spartans come to town, and we'll take on the Preston Indians here tonight. Dan Hubbard along with Lyle Fuller, glad to have you along with us this evening from Preston Gym. As tonight, as we mentioned, it is the Spartans against the Preston Indians, Lyle, and number 1 against number 2. That's a good recipe right there right off the top.
Yeah, a great matchup here, of course, and it means even more because it's a district game, and so it's not just for bragging rights, but a lot of people across the state will be watching this one or keeping real close tabs on the score, and a lot of anticipation here in the building tonight. It's a great atmosphere for a high school game here.
The Indians come in 14-1. They've won 11 in a row. They're 6-1 in conference, which makes this game very important as they're one back in conference standings at the start of play tonight.
And the Spartans, Dan, are in our pod. We have the East pod and the West pod, and Minico, so we'll play them twice, home and home, but so you have to protect that home court. It'll be tough to win there at Minico, of course, good team on their home court, so big game here tonight for the Indians.
And on the virtue of that 11-game winning streak now, Preston has moved up in the polls each of the last couple of weeks, as tonight they'll start number 2 in both the media and the coaches poll, but Minico's moved up as well as they're number 1 in both poll now.
Yeah, the Spartans pulled off a 1-point win over Twin Falls, and I think by virtue of that, they've got a few more votes going that way. So, we had Twin Falls, of course, at Twin Falls. The Indians' only loss on the season this year, so we know how tough a team they are. So, not a team here to be taken lightly or overlooked. This Spartan team has got size. They've got good guard play. The well-rounded bunch here for Minico. For Minico, they come in at 12-1. They're 6-0 in conference play. And on top of that, they've come in on a bit of a winning streak as well, as they've won 3 straight. Yeah, over some good teams. I think we were looking at those notes. Boy, Middleton, Century, and I can't remember the third. But anyways, we know how tough Century is. Boy, we saw them here. So, the Spartans stumbled on an early trip to Boise. I think they lost to Middleton at Middleton. That was their Boise trip early in the year, but they've been playing really well of late. In fact,
Minico is a tough team. Not only are they unbeaten so far in conference play, but through the season, they've beaten 5 ranked teams this year.
Yeah, the Spartans, they took an early trip through the Treasure Valley there in Boise and played some good competition. And then, you look at our district, though, between Minico, Twin, Preston, and Century, we have 4 of the top 5 ranked teams in the whole state right here in our district. So a lot of good competition here in our combined 10-team mega district.
One of the things that makes them so good and so tough is they are big, 6'8", 6'6", 6'6" along the back line.
Yeah, the Matson kid in the middle, 6'8" for them. As I recall, he's been starting since his sophomore year.
Wow.
He's got a lot of experience now. He can get up in the air and block shots, throw down dunks. He's a mobile 6'8" kid, and he can shoot it some from the outside as well. And they've got some other kids with size who can play. The Indians will have to really clamp down on defense on these guys, or they can put up some points in a hurry.
Yeah, they average about 60 points a game. But it ought to be a good one. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and we'll see what Coach Tyler Jones thinks about tonight's game. We'll do that as always. We continue after this break on mylocalradio.com.
I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that 20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, federally insured by the NCUA.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you...
Welcome back to the Indians pregame show. We'll spend a couple of minutes with Tyler Jones before this game with the Minico Spartans here tonight at Preston Gym. You had about 5 or 6 days off now since your last game. How did preparations go getting ready for the game tonight?
Yeah, huge game tonight, and sometimes you'd rather play than wait, but at the same time it's good we'll be able to prepare and get ready for them and work on a few things. So a big game tonight, great opportunity, 2 good teams, and a lot at stake tonight.
Yeah, there is a lot at stake tonight. Top spot in the conference, getting ready. There's only a handful of games left now before the postseason starts.
Yeah, so they all matter, and it'll help towards that seeding. So at home, they always say you got to win your home games and then try to get a few on the road. So we got them at home tonight. Hopefully it'll be a great environment. Hopefully we can get a packed house and come out and give it our best shot tonight.
It's interesting. You mentioned you're supposed to go out and win them all at home. It's almost 2 years since you've lost at home. You've won 22 straight games on this court.
Yeah, it's been a great home court advantage here. It's our community supports us well. You go around, travel around to all these other places, venues, and it doesn't get any better than we have it here. So it's a tremendous place to play, and our crowd's great, and it's tough to come in here and beat us.
Do you pay any attention to the seedings at this time of the year? You've been going the last few games of the regular season, 1 against 2, and both the media and the coaches poll headed into the game.
Yeah, always you kind of see where you're at, and but each game's important because if you win the top ones and you lose the other ones, it's going to hurt you. So we try to go a game at a time, really focus on that game. And tonight, where they have 0 conference losses, it's we want to catch them. It's a game that we really need here tonight.
They have good size about them, 6'8", 6'6", 6'6" across the front line. How do you deal with that?
Well, that's what's tough. They're a well-rounded team. They have that size that matches up. They're bigger than we are, which doesn't happen all the time. They're also really quick. Their point guard, the Chandler kid, he's lightning quick. He does a really good job. He's kind of their general. And then the Carpenter kid, he's a 6'6" wing, and he shoots lights out. So we have our hands full trying to guard them. They also like to play fast, kind of like we do. So it should be a shootout tonight. I think both teams are going to get up and down the court, and whoever can defend and rebound, I think, is going to get on top.
Is that normally what they try to do? The last few times you've seen them in the last few years, they try to get out and run?
Yeah, they do, and they're big. He's 6'8", and he can shoot it too. He steps out. He's good in the paint, but I think Ty's a little stronger physically than him, and I think tonight, whichever big guy's on the court the most is a big advantage, because I think if we can get him in foul trouble, advantage us. If Ty's sitting, big advantage for them.
Let me ask you about Luke Smaley. Going back to the game against Logan at the Spectrum, he has really stepped things up.
Yes, and we need that. Luke, he's got all the talent in the world, a talented kid.
Well, we welcome you back in tonight for tonight's game. Sorry for the technical problem, but that happens sometimes with computers. If you haven't missed anything, we're in the starting lineups. Your normal starting five tonight for the Preston Indians. Cooper Hobson, Scott Dunn, Luke Smaley, that's been such a difference maker in the last 3 or 4 games. Riley Parker, coming off one of his better games this year with 6 points. And of course the guy in the middle, Ty Hyde, 6'6", who has scored a total of 95 points, Lyle, over the last 5 games.
Well, that's more than I would have guessed, but I knew he's been scoring well. So, you know, that's, of course, averages about 19 a game, and we'd like to see Ty get there. And to get there, Dan, I think he's got to get to the line tonight. I'd like to see Ty get to the line 8, 10, 12 times, and usually that bodes well for his aggressiveness inside.
Starters tonight for Minico: Abe Guzman, a 5'9" senior, Dylan Ball, a 5'10" junior. Kason Carpenter, who's a good shooter from the outside, is 6'5", he's a junior. Kobe Matson is the big guy in the middle, 6'8", he's a senior. He's good from inside and out. And then Rylan Chandler, who's a very quick point guard who likes to push the ball. He is a 5'10" junior. Waiting for the Indians to come onto the floor here, and we'll get the game started. As Matson waiting to jump center against Ty Hyde, 6'8" against 6'6". And I think Coach Jones hit it right on the head during our pregame chat. It's which one of the big guys is going to be able to stay on the floor is going to have the advantage in the game.
Yeah, I expect both to go right at each other and try to get the other in foul trouble.
As we're underway, it's controlled by Minico. Only the second time this year that the Indians have not controlled the opening tap. Chandler.
Indians come right out in a man here.
Holds, gives it off to Guzman on the left side. Now back out top, it comes to Carpenter, who shoots a 3 right away, no good. Smaley up high to grab the rebound. Luke pushes up into the front court. Will stop and now pull the ball back out and try to set things up on offense. Goes to Dunn in the right corner. Down low as Hyde comes to meet the ball on the right block. Reach in, they can't get the ball. As Ty hangs on to it, goes down low to Smaley. That's going to be off the big guy in the middle, Matson, and stay with the Indians.
Yeah, good idea on that pass, but Luke would have had to shoot up over their center had he corralled it.
Smaley brings it into Dunn. Back out top to Hyde from 16. No good. Tapped inside, controlled by Carpenter. Will push up into the front court and then slow it down. Give it off into the corners. It comes over to Chandler. Chandler back out top to Matson outside the 3-point arc. Steps just inside the arc and takes the shot and hits it. 2-pointer for Matson just as he stepped over the line.
Yeah, nice looking 16-foot jump shot from their center to start the scoring for the night here.
Here comes Smaley, drives all the way, lay it up and in. Smaley challenges the big guy.
Put an extra gear at the rim, went up high.
Well, we've seen it in the past. He can certainly jump and get up. Reverse layup, no good. The tap by Matson is up and in.
Nobody got a body on Matson that time. He didn't even bring it down, just tipped that thing right up and in.
4-2. Minico on top here in the early going, just about 1 minute and 45 seconds into the game.
Boy, he's just riding Luke all the way down the floor.
Sure was. And we're getting a foul. It's going to go on Ball. Dylan Ball, his first.
Yeah, Smaley to the line. I thought they may have called that one on the floor, but Luke will get a trip to the line here.
Yeah, you could have called that ball anywhere over the length of about
right.
15 or 16 feet.
Yeah.
First one by Smaley is up and no good. Luke had a career high last game against Pocatello, 17. Was 1 for 2 from the free throw line in that game. And Smaley's second, missed them both. Just a hair short.
Yeah. He'll get those sighted in, but great to see him being more aggressive on offense.
Comes to Matson at the free throw line. Watches the cutters go through, now turns and faces Hyde, spins left in the paint, no good. They're going to call that foul on Ty.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't a huge foul, but I think not a bad call overall. Hyde's got to be a little more up and down and vertical on that.
Kobe Madsen, very quick. You have to be impressed with the quickness on that turn left into the paint.
Yeah, boy, for a kid that size, those long limbs to get spinning that way and not trip, that's good coordination, and as we've seen, he can jump.
He misses the first of his 2 free throws, but he makes the second, and it's a 5-2 lead for the Spartans. 5:50 to play here in the first quarter. We're just underway. Glad to have you along with us here from Preston Gym. Indians and the Spartans, 1 versus 2. Comes to Parker. Down in the paint, it goes to Hyde. Has his shot blocked by Madsen. Controlled by Guzman as he pushes back up into the front court. He hands it off to Carpenter. A long 3 is no good. Parker with the rebound inside. Gives it to Smaley. Weaves his way through traffic. Lays it off to Ty. Ty fumbled it, but then it was last touched by Carpenter going out of bounds.
Yeah, and I thought they could have given that one to Minico, actually, but Luke will now inbounds under our own basket.
Smaley brings it in as he gets it into Dunn. Scott now tries to penetrate. Now he'll terminate the dribble. Give it to Hobson. Now back to Smaley.
Well, Hobson hasn't had a hand on the ball much at all here on offense. We'll see if we can get him going maybe.
Yeah, I think that was just his first touch, as a matter of fact. Back out top to Hobson. Turns from the right elbow. Just kind of throws it up toward the rim. It's no good. Madsen has the rebound. The big guy will bring the ball on the dribble up into the front court. Gives it off to Carpenter in the paint. Shot no good. Hyde has the rebound. He'll hand it off to Smaley. Again, as both teams want to hurry, as it's going to be knocked out of bounds.
Riley Parker set the screen, and Minico kid goes flying, but no call.
That Dylan Ball went flying and then took out Smaley, and they're going to just call it an out-of-bounds play.
Done. Get it in. Oh.
Yep, finally got it in. Gets it into Smaley.
5 count. He's got to be careful. Here we go.
He's got ball right on him still, all the way. It's like he was up the floor. Goes around the screen, now all the way, and he got a reach-in foul. That to knock the ball loose, and Luke ended up kicking it out of bounds. That's going to be Dylan Ball. That's his second.
You know, our 3 guards, Dan, are a little taller than their guards, but their guards are sure quick. Interesting matchup all night long, ours and theirs.
Get it inside, Hobson. Little short jumper in the lane is good. So Cooper with his first 2 points of the game, coming off a game against Pokey where he had 12. Was back out top to Madsen. Again, takes Ty way away from the basket.
Well, should be our,
and then Chandler dribbled it off his foot and out of bounds.
Scott Dunn guarding him down there in the post on the switch. Minico with kind of a soft one-man full court press. I think just trying to slow down Luke, maybe tire him out a little bit.
Smaley again, all the way to the hoop, lay it in. Feeling his oats today as the Indians take the lead back. It's 6-5. Back out top to Madsen again. From the left elbow this time. Shot is short. Rebound is off as it comes to Ward. Smaley just kind of takes his time bringing it up this time. Dakota Durfee picks him up at the timeline just into the game is Durfee. 22 in red. Back out top to Ward. Swing it back to Hobson. Goes around his man. High off the glass. No. Tipped by Ty. Yes.
Good follow by Ty Hyde. Up high with both hands to tip that thing in.
3:30 to play here in the first. 8-5 Indians on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. Into the corner it goes to Guzman. Bounce it down low to Madsen. Turns and shoots over Ty and makes the basket.
Yeah, and that was okay though because Ty didn't foul. He stood straight up.
Coach Jones told us before the game he likes to play inside and out. As the little bounce pass to Ty goes through his hands and out of bounds, it'll go back to Minico.
Yeah, too bad because Ty had an open lane to the basket had he been able to grab that bounce pass.
We talked about Minico, how they've beaten 5 ranked teams this year. They've beaten Bishop Kelly twice. They've beaten Kuna. They've beaten Twin Falls, and they've beaten Century.
Yeah, and we know how good Bishop Kelly is every year. And we had Kuna here in our Preston tournament, another really good team.
And we've seen Century. They took us to overtime. 3-pointer, no good. Rebound inside. Put back is up and in by Carpenter.
That 6'5" size coming in from the wing to rebound. We've got to get a body on those guys. Good hard screen by Riley Parker.
Again, Smaley all the way into the corner. Kick it out to Dunn. Three-pointer. No. Rebound is off. Carpenter has it up high. Pushes up into the front court. Gives it off over on the left side to Chandler. Chandler's pass down low is no good. Then he takes it back against Parker. Lay it up and in.
Boy, fast and frenetic action. We had the ball and we didn't, and we did, and we didn't.
Yeah, just got to be careful. Is the quick hands of the Spartan players. Down to 2:10 to play here in the first quarter. Comes to Hobson. He drives all the way. Draws the contact and the foul. He'll go to the line.
I think he drew the foul on Madsen.
Yes.
We'll see what the call is.
I believe you are correct. No, that'll be one apiece on the big guys. Third team foul against Minico. Only one against Preston so far tonight. And Hobson's going to go to the line to shoot two. First one, no good.
The Indians come up empty in first three trips of the line here. Two by Smaley, one by Hobson. I think Cooper's got this one, though. I feel good about this one.
That's it. You and I are going to the lottery store tomorrow. So he makes one of the two. 11-9. Preston trails by a deuce. 2 minutes to play in the quarter. They spread the floor. Goes down in the corner to Durfee. Bounce it down low. Nice reach-in poke away by Hobson. And it's going to be controlled by the Indians. Push it up into the front court. Tries to go around his man. Can't get it back out top to Smaley again. Luke will hold as Hobson comes to get the ball. Listens to Coach Jones for a moment. And now comes back over to the left side, back to Smaley. Almost knocked out of bounds. Thanks to the official for keeping it in. Dunn in the paint. Hangs, put it in.
There you go. I like the aggressiveness driving to the hoop.
Tied at 11 with a minute and a half to play in the quarter. Guzman will pull it back out, gives it back to Chandler. Chandler waits for the offense, comes back over here on the right side to Guzman. Guzman terminates the dribble, has to go back in the corner, back to Durfee. Durfee tries to go baseline around Hobson, gets it around the corner, lays it off into the left corner. Three-pointer there by Chandler is no good. Ball rolls around the floor, finally controlled by the Indians as they get it to Smaley up into the front court. 1 minute to play on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard here in the first. Smaley uses the offhand to get himself a little operating room. Now he finds himself looking at the big guy right in the face and goes around him and goes over him.
Challenged Madsen, like you said, Dan, right in his face. Put that right up and over the 6'8".
Luke has 6 here in the first quarter, and Preston's up by 2 with 35 seconds to play. In the corner to Durfee, they'll pull it back out. It goes to Ryan Chandler at the top of the key. Back to Guzman, now back to Chandler again. Wants to go to the left, to the right rather, and get it to Carpenter. Then the lob pass inside, and a foul inside is going to go against Riley Parker.
Riley trying to front the post there, and hard to front when the guy's that much bigger than you.
At least it's the ball out of bounds. Now they'll work for the last shot, will the Spartans. Clock down to 13. Guzman has it with 10. Looks inside, takes a long three, good.
Ooh, boy, that was a tough shot.
2, 1, Hobson, whistle. Nope, they're gonna, no basket. No basket, they call a traveling violation, and that's the way the quarter will end.
Too bad, that would have counted, I think, but for the travel.
They should have put a half a second back on the clock, but they're not going to. They're going to call that the end of the quarter. So a timeout on the floor. We'll take one here as well. Back in 60 seconds. We'll start quarter number 2 right after this on mylocalradio.com.
Refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Do you like earning interest on your money? If so, Lewiston State Bank has the account for you. This is Shelley Austin, and I'm here to tell you about our MyRate checking account. It is a free checking account that can earn a high rate of interest on the first $25,000. The rate is even higher than that of most savings accounts. So stop by and visit me at our Tremonton branch, or go to our website at ls-bank.com and ask us how you can qualify for this high interest rate on your checking account. Lewiston State Bank, a division of People's Intermountain Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back. We'll start quarter number 2 from here at Preston Gym. A 1-point game. Here comes Smaley. Takes it into the right corner. Now doubles back, and that's going to be a blocking foul. That's going to be another one on Chandler.
Yeah, Chandler, their little 5'11" guard, is quick, athletic.
That'll be his first. 4 team fouls now against the Spartans. Ball out of bounds underneath their own basket. As he throws it off the back of Stocking, did Luke, but didn't miss the layup.
Yeah, he found himself too wide open at the rim after a nifty little play.
Driving all the way, no good. The shot there by Chandler. Up high to get the rebound of the Indians. Back over in the right corner. He goes back to Dunn. Dunn shoots over Stocking. That's no good. As the rebound taken away again, it's controlled by Madsen, who brings it up with the dribble up into the front court. Goes around one man, runs into Hyde, no contact, no foul. Ball still loose on the floor. Stocking and Ward wrestle for it. It's a held ball. It's going to stay with Minico.
Yeah. I'd like to see us, if we could get Hyde going in the low post here a little bit, Dan. Use that strength on Madsen, maybe pick up the foul on him.
He ran right into the chest of Hyde, trying to draw the foul, but got no call. As Chandler tried to save it on the floor, threw it away. Here comes Dunn all the way. That shot no good. Pulled down out of the air by Carpenter. Gets it up into the front court, back to Batson, the big guy from 6. A little fall-away jumper is good.
Yeah, a little turnaround fadeaway. It's hard to block his shot at that release point up there.
Minico up by 3, 16-13. Just under a minute played here in quarter number 2. Down low, nobody around Dunn. Sneaks in through the back door and lays it in.
There we go. Yeah, they just lost Scotty on that one. Easy layup.
Madsen watched the ball fly past him. He looked like, where's that going? Then he realized that Dunn was standing under the basket as the ball's turned over.
Looks like we have I think they're calling a kick on Preston.
It'll stay with the Spartans right in front of the Preston bench. Dunn comes out. Coming into the game is Rhett Robertson for the first time tonight. Rhett wearing a knee brace on his left knee. I don't remember ever seeing that.
Yeah, I think that's new. Rhett gives us pretty good size at 6'5".
Madsen again steps inside the arc and hits it again. He has 10 here in the first half. And again, the Spartans up 18-15. 6:15 to play here in the second quarter here tonight. Down low to Hyde. Spins inside and then comes back left. Lay it up, no good. Took a pretty good bump from Madsen, but no call. They're going to let the big guys play underneath, it looks like, so far tonight. Carpenter, shot no good. Tapped out of bounds, stays with the Spartans. And Ty holds his hands out, looks at the officials like, hello?
Yeah, that's a call we've seen Hyde get many times this year, but didn't get it that time, and they play on.
Carpenter brings it in the corner. It comes to Stocking for 3, short.
Boy, good thing we lost him on the inbounds. He was nobody within 20 feet of him.
Luke up into the front court. Stocking working against Smaley. Ball comes to Ward, poked away momentarily. Inside it goes to Hyde. Again, they triple team him as they drop back on him. To Ward for 3.
Ooh,
no.
In and out.
In and out, stayed out. Madsen with the rebound, gives it off to Guzman. Up into the front court. Guzman gives it back to Madsen. Wanted to take a 3 that time, didn't. Guzman comes around the screen. He'll take the 3. That's no good. That was an ugly shot. Yeah. As that comes to Hobson, spins around away from one man, then has to go back and get the ball. Back over to Smaley. Back to Hyde. Lay it up and count it. Blocking foul.
Well, that was a big call. That could have been charge block. Coach Shippen, of course, wants to very much disagree. Greg Harding's not having any of it.
Nope. And he's pleading his case behind the official. And here's the thing. Carpenter was falling out of the play when Ty was still about 1.5 feet away from him.
Yeah. Yeah, you really, and I wouldn't want to take a charge from Ty, but you got to stand in there if you're going to take a charge.
Makes the free throw. So the 3-point play, and we're even again at 18. And a holding foul in the backcourt. Cooper Hobson will draw the foul. That's his first. That's 3 on Preston as a team. Minico has 5, in case you're interested.
Indians with their starting 5, except for Robertson in for Parker right now.
Stocking goes through. Guzman looks back over at the bench as Ty Shippen yells out the instruction. Comes back to Madsen at the right elbow. Puts the ball on the floor. Again, fall away jumper. That's no good. Ball tapped and it's going to go back to the Indians. Yeah, inside was Philip Butcher, and he tapped the ball out of bounds.
I was going to say, if Madsen's making those, we're in trouble. 6'8" kids making turnaround fadeaway 15-footers, but he has shot the ball well here in the first half so far, Madsen.
Dunn, free throw line extended right. Comes back out top to Robertson, still in there. Almost had it knocked away, gives it back to Hobson. Hobson lost it momentarily, now drives down the middle, and we got a whistle. It's going to be a reach-in foul against Guzman, I believe.
Yep, Guzman.
Yep. That'll be his first. And that's 6 now on the Spartans as a team, and that's going to be free throws the rest of the way out here for the Indians, the final 4:34. Smaley to Hobson. Looks at a 3. Needs a bounce, won't get it. And the rebound inside to Madsen.
Look, that's the shot they wanted off the inbounds. Hobson wide open in the corner. Just couldn't get it to fall.
For whatever reason, he needs to get one under his belt, and then he's off and running.
Yeah.
Butcher gives it to Chandler. Drives along the baseline. Knocked down by Smaley. Taken away by Smaley. Lead pass by Smaley. Saved on the floor. Look out. Balls and people flying everywhere. 3-on-2 come the Spartans all the way. Laid up, no good. Rebound underneath to Stocking. Put it back up and in.
Yeah, Dunn had that rebound, but somehow Stocking grabbed it away from him.
Tried to slow the pace down, maybe just a hair. Minico by 2. 3-pointer no good, put up by Luke. The rebound comes off to Butcher. He'll hand it to Ball, who runs the dribble up into the front court. 3.5 to play here in the first half. 2-point lead for Minico. Back to Butcher. Gives it down into the corner. Ball brings it back out top. As it comes back out top to Chandler. Stocking in the paint. Can't get a shot. Should have taken it. Instead he threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, the Indians, Dan, haven't hit a 3-pointer yet here this half. If we can get going from the 3, that'll help open it up inside for Hyde.
Minico in your last game, Lyle, fell behind early against Century, but then recovered and took a 37-30 lead in the halftime break, and then never looked back really in the second half.
Yeah, and Minico, like us, I note on their roster, a junior-heavy team. Other than Madsen, who's the senior, they start and play a lot of juniors on this Minico team.
Smaley up into the front court. Indians trail by 2. They try to get it down low to Ty, and the pass is just too hard from too close. It was off his hands and out of bounds.
Yeah, and I'm not sure Ty was really open to receive that.
So ball belongs to Minico back in the backcourt. Still have not seen a full court press tonight from the Indians. 3 minutes to play here in the first half. On the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard, Minico leads 20-18. Stocking as Hyde comes out to guard him. Comes back out top, back to Guzman. Guzman's trying to get Stocking to go through. He does, and then they'll hand it off as it goes to Chandler. Now back to Guzman again. Look down low as Butcher trying to get position on Parker, couldn't. Now he pops back out in the corner to Ball. Ball still can't get a shot. Whip it all the way back around to Stocking again, just on top of the arc. Back to Guzman. He drives down the middle, lays it off. They're working a lot of clock, but as the ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah, good defensive stand by the Indians there as Minico patiently worked the ball around.
As my old lumberjack friend used to say, they're doing a lot of chopping, but there's no chips flying.
That's right.
Madsen comes back into the game. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, with Madsen back in, they'll probably go right to him. There they go.
At the left elbow, holds it high up over his head. Hands it off. Three-pointer by Chandler is good.
Chandler breaks free for an open three-pointer. Knocks that thing down.
Go under 2 minutes to play in the half. 5-point lead for Minico. Give it back to Hobson, who had it stripped by Guzman. Guzman just taps it forward as he stumbles, and the layup is up and in by Butcher. Back up quickly up court. Hyde, who just was hanging out down the floor, and gets the layup back to a 5-point lead, 25-20. Now they take the ball away again, 3-on-2. Hobson all the way, lay it in, draw, charging.
He had numbers too. He had a 3-on-2 fast break.
Player control foul against Cooper. That's his second, team's fourth.
Yeah, ideally what you'd like to see on that, Dan, is get the ball into the middle and then get it back to the wing on a little bounce pass or skip pass. But Hobson drives that thing in, made the shot, but gets wiped off with the offensive foul.
So here comes Guzman back up into the front court, gives it off the ball right in front of the scorer's table. Now back to Guzman again. Guzman pulls up from 16, uses the glass and banks it in. Guzman has 5, and it's a 7-point lead for Minico. Up into the front court, it comes to Ward. Left side, back out top to Riley. He loves to shoot that three.
Yeah.
Doesn't always make it, but he loves to shoot it. We go under a minute to play in the half. Down low, Hyde gets it down to Parker. That's where he's more effective, is underneath the basket.
There we go.
Gets his first 2 points. It's a 5-point lead. 40 seconds to play in the half. Back to Chandler. Chandler comes back to Guzman in the corner. Now back out to Madsen. They'll work for the last shot. Clock down to 30 seconds as it comes back to Guzman. Guzman dribbles against Ward. Pulls it way out near the timeline. Now just wants to circle in. Stops around the free throw line and gives it off back to Ball again. Now back out top. Clock down to 15 seconds in the quarter. Chandler back to Guzman with 11. Now as Guzman lobs it inside to Madsen, who ends up on the neck of Parker and draws the foul.
Yep.
They called that one because they didn't call the flagrant elbow into the chest of Ty Hyde about 15 seconds earlier.
Yeah, now both coaches up yelling at the refs, but no calls.
Full court pressure, just 1.5 left. Luke shoots from beyond half court and made it!
Greg Harding says it's good. The referees are going to talk, though. Heck of a shot by Luke Smaley, about 70 feet away.
Trying to back everybody off as I didn't hear the buzzer go off before Luke let it go. I think it should count.
Yeah, I didn't either. The referee's now in conference. Coach Shippen hanging out. Coach Jones, too.
This is a big play here because it could make it a 2-point game going into the halftime break.
Yeah, and a big momentum swing.
Waiting to see what the referees say.
Yeah, like I said, Greg Harding, the referee closest to the play, put both hands up in the air and said, this is a good three-pointer. And now they're talking.
Still talking. It shouldn't take this long.
Right. I'm not sure what the discussion is, but.
Good. Count it. Three-pointer. So it's 27-25 as we go to the break. We'll come back and talk about it right after this on mylocalradio.com.
Center. Their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that 20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
If you're doing some cleanup work around the yard, the house, the garage, or the farm, remember, you can turn scrap metal into cash when you take that metal to Idaho Salvage and Metal in Preston. They pay top dollar for aluminum cans, aluminum window and door frames, brass and steel. They take junk cars and trucks, farm equipment, and industrial gear. So rather than taking that stuff to the landfill, park it on the scales at Idaho Salvage and Metal on West Oneida in Preston.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
Welcome back here at halftime. The discussion finally now breaks up 3 minutes into the halftime break as the officials had a long discussion with each of the coaching staffs and now head off, but still the three-pointer is on the board. It's a two-point game.
Yeah, great finish to the half there, and you hope that momentum carries over and gets the team even more focused and dialed in there as we go into half number 2 here in a little bit.
Talked about the battle in the middle going at the top of the broadcast. Ty Hyde with 1 foul, Kobe Madsen with 2.
Yeah, Madsen's been really effective for them, mostly from distance, surprisingly. He hasn't been right around the rim as much as I thought he would be, but he's blocked some shots and scored, I think, 10 or 11 for Madsen, so good half there for Madsen. And Ty's done fine, but he's found it going a little tougher inside than he's used to.
I think the up-tempo game suits Minico a little bit better than it does us. We've turned the ball over a few times trying to push and stay at their speed.
Yeah, you know, and the scoreboard doesn't really reflect a super up-tempo game, but yeah, Minico's got those 3 guards who are quick and their bigs are long and can run, so they very much like to play that game. And we do too usually, but maybe we slow it down and be a little more deliberate in the second half and to be to our advantage.
Yeah, we'll take a timeout. We'll come back and we'll look at the stat sheet from the first half. We'll do that as we continue after this on mylocalradio.com.
Franklin County rolled equipment into the fields for harvest. Most of them were rolling on Ron Keller tires because Keller Tire has the right tires for tractors, combines, swathers, bale wagons, and the trucks that haul hay and grain to market or storage facilities. To keep that equipment rolling during the busy harvest season, Ron Keller Tire also has a fleet of service trucks that make repairs in-field to minimize downtime. Best wishes for a safe and productive harvest from Ron Keller Tires in Preston and North Logan.
If you're in the empty nester stage of life, preparing for retirement, or considering downsizing, let me suggest you consider Blue Sage Park as your new home.
This all-new community for over 55 active adults is now under construction by Ralph's Construction, the builders of many fine custom homes in Franklin County. That same quality is going into the new homes at Blue Sage Park.
Choose from 3 plans, each with over 1,400 square feet of living space on one level with a 2 or 3 car garage, 2 bedrooms, and lots of special features. These beautiful new 2-bedroom homes include large marble showers, vaulted ceilings, gas fireplaces, a park and green space for family fun, and large closets with custom organizers. Larry and Cody Ralphs are building this community for the over 55 age group with no steps, no maintenance, and a beautiful home that you own.
The first model is nearing completion, and you'll soon be able able to see it for yourself. Blue Sage Park, now being built for your future at 3rd East and 3rd North in Preston.
Home sweet home. That's where you go for a home-cooked meal, a good night's sleep, and, well, people who just like you for who you are. So if you call Cache Valley home, we hope you'll call West Motor home. Home to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and of course home to Ram trucks. West Motor Company is home to so many car buyers in this area. It's because they treat you right and give you the best deal they can possibly finagle. Simply put, it feels right at West Motor. WestMotorCompany.com. Welcome home.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices.
Minico
The team at
leads
Preston
after the
Auto Parts
first half.
CarQuest
Look at-
appreciate every customer.
Look at the stats
They
in the
work
first
hard
half.
to make sure that
Lyle
you have the
Fuller
right
has those
part
numbers
the
for
first
us.
time on time.
Yeah, the first half, Dan, we went 9 for 18 on 2-point field goals, very respectable, 50%. Only 1 for 6 on threes, that one being Luke Smaley's last second 60, 70-foot heave at the buzzer. Got to pick that one up a little bit in the second half. Ty Hyde in the first half knocks down 7 points, He goes 3 for 5 on 2-point field goal attempts, one from the line. He had that 3-point play that he finished on that block charge call. Luke Smaley, a very strong first half. He goes 3 for 4 on twos, 1 for 2 on threes. He goes 0 for 2 at the line. 9 points there for Luke in the first half. Scotty Dunn scored a couple of buckets, 4 points in the first half. He goes 2 for 4. Cooper Hobson 1 for 3 on twos, 0 for 1 on threes, and 1 for 2 at the line for 3 points for Cooper. Riley Parker gets a basket right at the end of that half on a little pass from Ty Hyde. 2 points for Parker. So we were down 13-14 at the first quarter, and then 27-25 at half. So the Spartans have outscored us by 1 point in each of the 2 quarters. Should be a very entertaining second half, and of course the pressure will ratchet up even more. Should be a lot of fun.
Exactly. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by West Motor Company. They're the place to go when you're in the market for a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Dodge truck. Why? Simple. They make you feel like you're at home sweet home. That's because they treat you right and give you the best deal they possibly can. If you call Cache Valley Home, stop by West Motor Company today, and welcome home. Take a time out. Half number 2 is on the way right after this on mylocalradio.com.
And every project is a True Value at Stokes Market and True Value in Preston. Whether you need hardware, dog food, tools, batteries, plumbing supplies, paint, or cleaning products, you'll find them all. Plus a whole lot more at Stokes Market and True Value. With a large inventory, you'll find all the big name brands you trust and low prices every time you visit. So whether you're just starting or you're in the middle of a project, stop in today and visit our friendly, knowledgeable staff. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston. When it comes to major surgery, think small. Small town, that is. At Franklin County Medical Center, the surgical capabilities are anything but small. Partnered with the top surgeons and specialists in the region to provide advanced care to those living in southeastern Idaho. Whether it's cataract surgery, women's surgery, gallbladder removal, trauma, even a full hip or knee replacement, they have you covered. And now, they're among the few hospitals in southeastern Idaho able to remove kidney stones. See just how big the surgical capabilities really are. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric. It's what we do.
Do you remember last spring when runoff water was flooding fields and borrow pits because of plugged, collapsed, or non-existent culverts? Well, now is the time to get new culverts installed, and Valley Implement and Irrigation has the culverts you need. They buy them by the semi-load, and they have poly pipes and culverts in the diameter and length that will get that water running where it needs to go in the spring. Remember, too, that Valley Implement has a great selection of used tractors and farm equipment at prices that work for your operation. See Valley Implement and Irrigation in Preston, Logan, or Grace.
Second half just about to start. Before we do, I want to remind folks that the girls will be playing tomorrow here against Pocatello. And tomorrow night is senior night, even though they have one more home game coming up on Saturday afternoon. Coach Hall telling me before the game that they're going to do senior night tomorrow night. So they come out and celebrate the seniors and watch a pretty good basketball game on tomorrow night.
Yeah, that'll be a good opportunity to honor those seniors. It's always a good time the parents get to come out and take a bow as well. And then, of course, Friday our boys are back up at Jerome. So.
That's right. And we'll have those games for you as well here on mylocalradio.com. Second half just underway. Inside to Hyde. Lost his shot. Helms might have had a little bit blocked. And it was Matson who came away with it. Gets it back to Guzman up into the front court. 27-25 as we start half number 2. Thanks to that long three-pointer by Luke Smaley. Turnaround jumper put up by Matson is good. Matson has a dozen. Actually, correct myself, make it 13 they have on the board officially. Inside, Parker, lay it up and in.
Great little screen and roll between Riley Parker and Luke Smaley there.
Very smart, too, by Matson not to try to go up and block it because he had no prayer.
Yeah.
Chandler, back to Guzman, taken away by Hobson. Ahead of everybody, it'll slam dunk. And just like that, we're even.
Good start here for the Indians.
Tied at 29s on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard. Carpenter double teamed along the sideline, skips it across to Guzman. A wide open three is good.
Yeah, when you overplay those passing lanes, sometimes you pay for it with a wide open man. Guzman makes his pay.
Yep. Smaley up into the front court. Ty comes out to set the screen. Luke comes around it. Back to Hobson. He looks at a three. Oh, that's no good. Tipped by Ty. No. Matson with a rebound. Quick outlet comes to Carpenter. Underneath to Guzman. All alone. Blocked by Smaley. Back to Dunn. Scotty all the way. Lets the one man fly by and lays it in. Coach Shippen yelling at his team to push it up the floor as it goes to Matson for the dunk. Back to a three-point lead again.
Now we're in this racehorse game we talked about in the pregame.
Smaley, front court, comes to Hobson. Back to Parker. Kicking out to Dunn. Scotty looks at a three. What?
Too bad.
Air ball goes out of bounds. And the ball goes back over to Minico again. They'll press now as they come to meet the ball. Up into the front court. It comes to Chandler. Chandler to Matson. Goes around high. Laid up and in. Timeout called by the Indians. So we'll keep it here. And we'll remind you tonight's game is brought to you in part by Franklin County Medical Center. Remember, their goal is to get you back on your feet, back to work, or just to back to a normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medical and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you a treatment plan designed to get you back on your feet. If you need that kind of help, call them today. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
Both teams come out here in the second half with a lot of intensity, a lot of fire. Spartans, though, extend that lead from 2 out to 5. The Indians have the ball, a chance to cut into it. And again, if we could get a couple of those threes to go, Dan, it would really help us out a lot.
They're just, I think, to me, and not saying it's a bad play, but it seems like Minico has just kind of cherry-picked a couple of trips down the court. Like Madsen the last time down the floor. Carpenter takes it away.
Get a dunk. Yeah.
Kareem Carpenter with the jam. Makes it a 7-point lead.
Yeah, we can't have any soft passes or lazy passes.
So 38-31 on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard here in quarter number 3. Comes out to Hyde. Hyde will hand it to Cooper. Hobson going by. Hobson lost it momentarily. Luke picks up the garbage underneath to Parker. Lay it up and in. Riley's got 6 and the lead back down to 5 again.
Yeah, what a find by Luke.
Carpenter. Again, they come out and double team the ball way away from the basket. Madsen for 3 from the corner. No. Hyde has the rebound. As they get it to Smaley, he'll push it back up into the front court. Defenders are back, so Luke will slow the ball up. In fact, he'll pull the ball back out. 4:35 to play here in quarter number 3. Goes around the screen, shoots over the top of Madsen. That's an air ball, taken down by Ball, who pushes back up into the front court. Started to lose it, gives it off to Carpenter. He looks at a three. That's no good. Ball crashes through to try to grab the rebound. And I think they can call this on Luke.
Yeah, we don't like to see their 5'10", 5'11" guards sneak in with that rebound.
Well, they're going to call it on Garrett Ward, actually.
Oh, Garrett, okay.
So that's his first team foul for either side here in half number 2. Guzman gets it into Carpenter, who was so open he forgot to catch the ball. Then goes to get it, shoots it from the baseline, no good, tapped out of bounds by Hyde. What a break.
Yeah, boy, he had a dunk or an easy layup there right under the hoop, and I couldn't believe he was that open. Got to do a little better job on the inbounds defense here.
Guzman, got to get it in. Taken away by Smaley momentarily. It comes up back in the hands of Chandler. Lay it up by Carpenter. Chris Carpenter has 6 points, and it's back to a 7-point lead again, halfway through the quarter. Ward down low to Hyde, turns in the paint. Ty goes up and over Madsen. That's good.
There we go. Ty got him deeper on the post that time. That helped his shot quite a bit to be 2 feet deeper into the post.
Ty with 9, and then knocks that ball out of the way right in front of the bench. Scott Dunn's going to come back in. He's going to come in for Riley Parker, so they're going to bring the shooters back in again. Guzman back to Chandler, back to Guzman. Drives down the middle, shoots over Hyde, blocked by Hyde. Controlled by Guzman, gives it back as it goes back to Chandler, who has it taken away by Hobson. Here come the Indians. They get it to Smaley, lay it up, and no good, but he's fouled.
Yeah. Boy, what a play by Cooper Hobson. Showed great athletic ability.
He took the ball away, ended up over everybody's head, and then jumped and tapped it 2 or 3 times before he finally could control it.
Yeah, great job tapping it to himself, and then rifling a pass all the way down the floor to Smaley,
who will shoot 2. First one is good. Back to a 4-point game, 40-36, 3.5 to play here in quarter number 3. Smaley's second free throw is good. So he rattles them both in. Luke has 9. And back to a 3-point game. Carpenter, full court press. Get it to Guzman, who breaks the press. Madsen in the corner for 3. Good. He loves to shoot from outside to the point where he has 20. Down low, back to Ty. Hyde tries to go around him, and he'll be fouled by Madsen. That's going to be 3 on the big guy.
Yep. Madsen arguing that he got elbowed and hooked. Ty Hyde will go to the line for 2.
They have Madsen with 2. I have him with 3.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was 2 on him, actually, as well.
Okay.
But
so we'll call it 2. Ty at the line, misses the first. And now he'll shoot the second. Makes the second. Ty now with 10. 3:10 to play in the third quarter. Again, they get it up in the corner. Madsen for 3 again. This one's short. Smaley has the rebound, and Madsen almost took it away. Luke up into the front court. Drives. Loses it momentarily. Gets it back. They're going to call a double dribble, but he lost the ball.
Yeah, he lost the ball. Yeah.
Referee said, nope, it was touched.
Yeah.
So Luke gets an easy layup, and it's back to a 3-point game again. In the corner, it goes to Carpenter. Carpenter trapped there, gets it back out. 3-pointer by Ball is good. And timeout called by Minico with 2:38 to play in the quarter. We'll take a timeout here as well. Back with more right after this on mylocalradio.com.
See institution for details. So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that 20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Welcome back here. Ball belongs to Preston underneath their own basket. Do you realize the Indians are the highest scoring team in the conference?
Wow, no, I didn't know that.
63 points a game is what they average. In fact, with 4 more points in this game, they're going to reach the 1,000 points scored mark for the season as a team. Make it 2 as Ty gets an easy layup.
Good footwork there. Ty getting Madsen on his hip. It's his hands right up the rim to finish.
Carpenter, skip pass, comes over here to Chandler. In the corner to Ball, kick it back out to Guzman. Steps in, 15-foot jumper, good. Soft touch. Guzman has 10.
Yeah, forced him into a tough shot. He just made a good shot there.
2 minutes to play here in quarter number 3. Back inside it goes to Ty again.
Fouled 2 or 3 times.
Fouled 2 or 3 times, and now they're just going to call it out of bounds off of Ty.
Yeah. That time the Spartans brought a double team, and sure looked like there was a lot of contact down low. Not so much up high, but down low a lot of contact.
Madsen comes back yelling at his bench saying if Ty's going to keep throwing that elbow, I'm just going to keep throwing him back. Chandler in the corner to Ball. Drives, tries to go contact from Ty. Only contact there was Ty's hand on the ball, and then a backcourt foul. Goes against Ball. That is his third team foul against Minico.
See if the Indians can get a little run here to finish this third quarter.
They trail by 6. Luke, skip pass to Hobson for 3 from the corner. Good. That 3-pointer puts them over the 1,000-point plateau for the year. For the team, not Cooper.
Oh.
That would be good shooting.
Yeah.
Guzman to Ball, steps inside, can't get a shot, gives it off. Now comes back to Guzman for 3. No good. Ward with the rebound. Under a minute to play here in quarter number 3. A 3-point game on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard. Done for 3. No good.
Too bad.
Carpenter with the rebound up high. He'll bring the ball back up. Defenders are back, so they'll slow the ball up with 45 seconds left in the quarter.
Dunn likes that corner 3, and he was open. It just wouldn't fall for him that time.
Coach Shippen yelling out instructions. The ball comes to Guzman. 35 seconds to play in the quarter. Guzman goes around Ward. Little floater from the free throw line. No good. Ty has the rebound. We got bodies on the floor. What's the call?
There you get Guzman. Yeah.
Yep.
On a rebound, loose ball foul.
That's his third. 4 on the team now. As Ball leaves, Dakota Durfee comes back in. Also, Stocking comes back in as Madsen will leave. So make sure he doesn't pick up a cheap foul before the end of the quarter with 29 seconds left.
Hyde will have the advantage inside if they can get it on the block here.
Yeah, Butcher will be on him, and he's about an inch shorter. As the ball comes to Hobson. Inside to Ty, they double team, and that's going to be a foul from behind on Stocking. That'll be his first.
Yeah, Stocking coming over the baseline side to try to double team.
No matter where Ty is with the ball, they're going to double or even triple team. Inside to Ward. Everybody was looking to see where Ty was, and nobody watched Garrett.
Nice little find by Smaley. Looked off the defense.
1-point game, 6 seconds to play in the quarter. Driving is Chandler, and
it's an offensive foul.
No, they're going to call it against Ward.
Look at Garrett. Yeah, Garrett Ward. Some good playing time here in place of Riley Parker at the end of this third quarter.
His second, team second. 5 seconds left in the quarter. Inside. Pass comes to Butcher. Butcher can't get a shot. Back to Stocking. He can't get a shot away. It's a 1-point game as the Indians outscore the Spartans in the quarter. We'll go to the fourth, brought to you by Funeral Home. As we'll go to the fourth, 48-47. Back with more after this on mylocalradio.com.
Refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
So Preston outscores them 22-19 in the quarter, and they trail 48-47 as we go to the fourth. Brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. Ball belongs to Minico to start the quarter.
Back in our man defense. Oh, we had
Durfee,
a chance for a steal.
Durfee had it. Durfee lost it. Taken away. Goes to Parker. To Dunn. Around Stocking. No good. Hyde is down there. He's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line.
Good hustle by Ty running the floor to corral that offensive rebound.
Foul's going to go against Dakota Durfee. His first. More importantly, that's 6 on Minico. They're out of fouls.
Yeah, the Indians only 2 here in the second half, so should have an advantage shooting free throws.
Ty's going to shoot 2, and the first one's just a hair short.
Yeah, you got to knock him down, though.
Second free throw needs just a little bit more gas on it.
Oh,
a little bit too much.
A little too much.
As ball's going to end up in the hands of Kobe Matson with 20 points tonight for Minico. Leads all players in scoring tonight. Back to Matson. Holds the ball up where Ty can't get to it. One bounce dribble, now terminates it. Gives it off to Chandler. Ryan Chandler. He'll give it to Durfee, who comes out to meet it. Out beyond the arc. Pass is deflected by the Indians, but it's still controlled by Chandler. Back to Durfee, now back to Chandler again. They've gone from running now to being very deliberate on offense. Back to Madsen. Stocking looks at a three-pointer, can't take it. Dribbles it down toward the corner where he hands it off to Durfee. Durfee tries to drive baseline, cut off by Dunn. They double team him in the corner. Back to Stocking. A three is a horrible shot.
Missed everything.
It's an air ball and it's out of bounds. Going to go to the Indians.
About a 40-second possession there by the Spartans that comes up with an air ball from the corner, and Stocking will come out.
As soon as he let that shot go, Coach Shippen jumped up out of his seat and just kind of put his hands on his head like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that wasn't the one.
1 point game here in the fourth.
Another chance to take the lead here.
Down to Parker. Parker drives, no foul.
Not a foul.
Rebound is inside, taken away by Parker. They're going to call it a held ball, and it's going to stay with Preston.
Should be Preston ball and the head ball.
Fourth quarter tonight brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. A 1 point game on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard, 48-47. Down to Hyde. Matson got a hand on it, about poked it out of bounds. Ty tries to save it on the floor. That's going to be off Matson. No.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Great hustle, though. Both teams diving on the floor to grab that thing.
Dylan Ball comes back in for Minico. As Philip Butcher goes back to the bench. As Guzman will walk the dribble back up into the front court. Durfee. Back out top to Carpenter. Goes back to Madsen. That's going to be on Hyde. Ty lost his balance trying to come around the corner and held him. Just his second. Third team foul against Preston. In case you're interested, Madsen now officially with 2 or 3 as we decide. 2?
Well, on the board he's got 2 fouls.
Shot was short. Carpenter inside. Just won't go down for him. Smaley has the rebound. Here come the Indians. 4 on 3. Ty lay-in, charging.
Wow. You know, in college and the pros, they put a little circle now right under the basket. That Minico kid was standing right under the net when he took that charge. The referee's going to talk about it now.
Good. I don't know what the clarification's for. They made the call 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Now they got together and decided it was indeed a charge, but you're right. I think that rule needs to be incorporated into high school basketball nationwide.
Yeah, I don't think you should stand right under the basket and take a charge. That's too much of an advantage to the defense.
No, he was so far in the basket when he fell, he fell out of bounds.
Yeah. There's a steal by Riley Parker. Now Smaley up court.
Smaley drives. Smaley is fouled. That's going to go. That should go against Madsen.
Yeah.
And it will. And that'll be his third. So now even fouls are even up against the two big guys.
So now Smaley will take a crack at putting the Indians into the lead. It's been a long time, Dan, since the Indians have had a lead in this ballgame.
They trail by 1. Luke will shoot 2. First one rattles around and stays out. In that career-high game that he had against Pocatello when he scored 17, he only shot 2 free throws in that game.
Yeah.
And he
this
made
will
one out
be
of 2.
His 6th free throw attempt here tonight, and see if he can sight this one in.
Again, looking to give the Indians the lead, which he does.
Tie ball game, actually.
Tie ball game. My mistake. Tied at 48. 5:50 to play here in regulation. In quarter number 4, brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. Madsen comes out to meet the ball. Traveled. Good call.
Yep. Got a running start to his move. Can't do that. Not in the high school ranks. James Harden gets away with that in the NBA every night. Not in Preston, Idaho, though.
That's very true. Smaley up into the front court. Hobson down low to Hyde. Turns left off the glass and in.
Wow, what a power move by Hyde.
Ty now with 14 in the game. 2-point lead for the Indians, 50-48. Ball, dribbles, reaches, goes around. Hobson finds himself on the left block with nothing to do with it, so they get it back out as it comes back to Carpenter. A 3, short. Ty has the rebound. He'll hand it to Smaley. Quickly up into the front court, back to Parker. Parker goes back to Hyde, count it! And the foul against Madsen.
There we go.
That's going to be 4 on Kobe Madsen. Timeout on the floor. When we come back, Ty's going to go to the free throw line to try to complete the 3-point play. Back after this on mylocalradio.com.
A higher level of precision and accuracy, that's what the new Naveo robotic assistance system at Franklin County Medical Center provides you. Whether you're in need of revision, partial or total knee replacement, the new robotic assisted surgery technology at Franklin County Medical Center allow knee surgery candidates the comfort of knowing that their knee surgery will be performed with confidence, improving the function, feel, and longevity of your new knee. Learn more about the new robotics machine at fcmc.org. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
Stokes Market is a proud sponsor of Preston Indians basketball. Stokes Market and True Value is not just an ordinary grocery store here in Preston. They see every customer as not only a friend, but as a neighbor as well. Stokes Market and True Value offers clean, bright, and modern stores with fresh meat, produce, and baked items as well. Stop by today, 217 South State Street, right here in Preston. 52-48, my mistake. As Ty is now going to go to the line to try to complete the 3-point play. Ty with 14. Makes it 15 as he makes the free throw. 5-point lead all of a sudden for Preston as the game has really turned around in the last 3 minutes. Actually longer than that, about halfway through the third quarter. In the corner, Chandler drives, can't get a shot. Back to Stocking. Stocking tries to drive on Ty, gets cut off, so he'll come back out to Guzman, back out to Carpenter. Right in front of the bench, it comes to Chandler again, back to Stocking. Stocking goes back to Guzman. With his 4 fouls, Kobe Madsen's out of the game. Driving, cut off by Ty, taken away by Hobson.
Great steal by Cooper.
That's another empty trip, even though they run 30 or 40 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, they're a little unsure what to do on offense without Madsen out there. Now, threw the ball away. Too bad.
Nice play there by Ball to take the ball away.
Yeah.
4:05 to play in the quarter to Guzman. Now back to Ball. Wanted to take the three, couldn't. Gives it back to Chandler. Chandler now back to Guzman. As they slow the ball down a lot without Guzman or without Madsen in the game. Guzman takes a three, no good. In and out, stays out.
Feels like about the first miss for Guzman the whole night.
Hobson gave it to Smaley. The folks here from Minico wanted a backcourt violation taken away by Ball all the way up into the front court. Weaves through traffic, can't get a shot, gives it back. Chandler for three, that's no good. And Stocking ends up on his wallet. How did he get there?
Let's see.
They're going to call it something on tie?
They're going to talk to each other. What's the call?
Foul's going to go against Hyde. That's going to be his fourth.
Yeah, it's a rebound foul.
So now both of the big guys with four. Ty's going to come out. Ward comes back in, but then Madsen immediately jumps off the bench and comes back in.
Yeah. Riley Parker will draw the assignment on Madsen now.
Madsen probably has 6 inches on him.
Yeah, Riley's stronger, but not as tall.
They get it into Madsen. Parker got a hand on it, and then a foul on Smaley. That's 6 on the Indians, so they're out of fouls now as well. That's the first foul of the game on Luke.
Yeah, Riley Parker just 1 foul on the night so far, so he can give one if he needs to.
5-point lead for the Indians, 3.5 to play. Driving, shooting over Smaley. A wild shot put up by Chandler was no good. Up into the front court. It comes to Dunn, now back to Luke. Luke will now be the Indians' turn to slow the ball down without their big guy on the floor.
Yeah. Oh, they got Hobson on mismatch.
And a foul by Guzman, who holds him trying to step around, and that's going to be 4 on Guzman, and a 1-and-1 coming up here for Hobson.
Yeah, smart play by Smaley there. Mismatch and 5'10", trying to guard 6'4" there in Cooper Hobson.
Over the last 5 games, the Indians were 65% from the free throw line. And that's about what they've shot tonight.
Yeah.
Hobson makes the first. Made 2 out of 3. Now he'll step up and get the bonus. 3:08 to play. Preston lead out to 6. Make it 7 as Cooper makes them both.
The Indians pick up man defense again. Again, Riley Parker guarding 6'8" Madsen, who's got 20 points.
And he is right in his face. He's not letting him have a look at the ball at all. Guzman drives, has it blocked by Ward. Blocked again by Ward, foul by Ward.
Boy, looked pretty good, both blocks. No, they got Cooper. Oh,
wow, they can call that on Hobson. His third. And a 1-and-1 coming up for Guzman. We told you that Preston averages about 63 points a game. Minico averages right on 60. First one is good.
Yeah. Indians will have to really box out here.
2:50 to play here in quarter number 4, brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. Guzman back to the line, makes them both. Gives him 12 in the game and back to a 5-point lead for the Indians. 2:45 to play here in regulation. And we got a timeout called by Coach Jones. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one here as well. Or will we? They're going to call a 30? No, it's just a 30. We'll keep it here. We'll remind you in the process that tonight's game is brought to you in part by S&T Electric. When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electric should always be your go-to crew. Whether it's new construction or repair work, service or new installation, you know your electrical work has been done right when it's done by S&T Electric. It's what they do. 5-point lead for the Indians, 2:42 to play. When do you put Ty back in the game?
Well, yeah, it looked like he was checking into the scorer's table right as we went to this timeout. I wouldn't wait much under 2, but it looks like he's coming back now.
So the Indians come back with Smaley, Ward, Dunn, Hobson, and Hyde.
Yeah, you have to tell him to be a little careful, but Ty's a physical, aggressive player. You don't want to dull that blade too much, but he's got to be a little careful here with 4.
Full court pressure. They get it into Smaley. Ball guards the ball, bring it up into the front court. Pass to Hobson. Goes try to get it to Hyde. The bad pass goes behind him, and the turnover, and the ball back over to Minico. Driving down the baseline. Carpenter kicks it back out. Swinging around the ball for 3. Good. And just like that, it's back down to 2 with 2:20 to play. As Ward has the ball taken away by Ball. Now they call a foul on who? Ward or on Ball?
Ward, yeah. I think they're going to get Garrett on that.
Yep. So it'll be 1-1.
Free throws here, yeah. 1-1.
His third. Going to get Riley back into the game as he'll come back in for Ward. Dylan Ball's going to go to the free throw line to shoot his first charity tosses of the night, and he'll shoot 1-1 here. 2-point game, 2:15 to play on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard as Ball makes the first.
Yeah, the Indians' 7-point lead has evaporated quickly.
It went away in a hurry. That is true. In fact, it's now a tie game, 55 all.
Again, full court pressure by the Spartans.
The Indians have had trouble with it actually here in the last couple of minutes. Up in the front court it comes to Dunn. Dunn goes to Smaley. 2 minutes to play here in regulation. Tied at 55. Hyde in the corner, goes to Hobson, 3-pointer, no. Ty inside, rebound by Parker, dropped it out of bounds.
Yeah, Riley and Ty both there. If one of them would have had it, they would have been in good shape.
Guzman's coming back in with his 4 fouls. Dakota Durfee will leave. As again the ball comes back to Chandler, who walks the dribble up into the front court. The Ball looks over at the bench. He gives it up to Guzman over on the right side. They go to Carpenter, free throw line extended right. Back on top the Ball. Minute and a half to play. They're not going to try to take the air out of the ball for 90 seconds, are they?
No, I wouldn't think so. It's hard to do that at the high school level without turning the ball over.
Guzman. The ball taken away by Parker. Riley ahead of everybody, lay it in. See, even just trying to take the ball and hold it for 15 seconds cost him a bucket.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
Chandler drives, lays it off. The shot by Madsen is no good. And the rebound finally going to be controlled by, is that Smaley calls the timeout? Yes.
Smaley on the floor and the timeout.
Coach says he wants a full. We'll take it as well. Back with more after this on mylocalradio.com.
Do you like earning interest on your money? If so, Lewiston State Bank has the account for you. This is Shelley Austin, and I'm here to tell you about our MyRate checking account. It is a free checking account that can earn a high rate of interest on the first $25,000. The rate is even higher than that of most savings accounts. So stop by and visit me at our Tremonton branch, or go to our website at ls-bank.com and ask us how you can qualify for this high interest rate on your checking account. Lewiston State Bank, a division of People's Intermountain Bank, member FDIC.
So here's where we are. 55 seconds left. Indians lead by 2, 57-55. Both teams out of fouls, and the possession arrow in the direction of Minico.
Minico with those 9 fouls will be in the double bonus next foul.
Preston has the ball, backcourt. Full court pressure put on by the Spartans. Ball comes into Hobson. Oh, almost lost it.
Yeah.
Comes over to Dunn at the midcourt stripe. Now back to Smaley. Back to Dunn as they get it up in the front court. Parker has it. Back to Smaley. They'll hold it. 40 seconds on the clock. It goes to Hyde, back to Dunn, back to Smaley, back to Hyde. They'll try to sit on it for the last shot. Now with 33 seconds to go in the regulation, and they have to foul, and they foul Dunn. Dakota Durfee draws the foul, just his second. Dunn's going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Scott's first trip to the line tonight.
31 seconds left. Important for Dunn to make at least one of these. That way the three-pointer will not beat you.
Right, right.
First one, no good. Rattles in and out. Guzman comes back in with 4 fouls. Now Scotty to shoot the second. And the second one is more important than the first. Missed them both. Rebound is off. Ty trying to get in the corner, but it comes off to Chandler. Dunn missed both free throws, now a timeout. Called again by Minico with 23 seconds left. So they have to try to set up a three-point basket here with 23 seconds left. Who do you want to handle the ball?
Well, you know, I think Minico's going to get it to Guzman and probably do a pick and roll with Matson. But on the Indian side, the question is, you know, do you foul? You don't want to foul a three-point shooter and get him three free throw attempts. That's what I'm trying to say from the line. But I think Minico's got a bunch of good shooters, so just play your regular defense and watch for Guzman and Matson.
If Dunn would have made one of those free throws, then you could have fouled, because even if they make both foul shots, you still have a 1-point lead, but that's not the way it worked out.
Yeah.
Tonight's game brought to you by Idaho Salvage. If you're doing cleanup work around your house, yard, or garage, remember you can turn that scrap metal into cash. Just take that metal to Idaho Salvage and Metal here in Preston. They pay top dollar for everything from scrap cars to aluminum cans. So take the time to take your scrap metal to Idaho Salvage and Metal. They're on West Oneida, right here in Preston. 23 and a half seconds left here in regulation. Indians up by 2. Trying to extend the home winning streak to 23 games. Smaley guards the inbound pass right by the scorer's table. Chandler will bring it in.
Man-to-man defense.
Chandler gets it to Guzman. Out top, comes back out to Carpenter. Down low, Matson turns in the paint, put it up and in. We're tied. Matson now with 22 in the game. 10 seconds to play.
He's got to look at the clock. You got to go.
8 seconds. 6, 5. Luke drives, lays it off to Hobson. 3 in the win. No, we're going to overtime. For the second time this year, the Preston Indians are going to go to overtime. They went to overtime against Century here a couple of weeks ago and beat them in overtime.
Yeah, Century, another really good ball team in our district. We had the 7-point lead about midway through the fourth quarter. Minico closes that gap, and here we go into 4 minutes of extra basketball. Well, it's been a fun game to watch, but I think the coaches would prefer to just win this thing in regulation for sure.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Of course, going into overtime now, Dan, the foul situation becomes another issue to be discussed with Matson with those 4, Guzman with 4, Ty Hyde with 4. You know, the foul shooting and the foul situation overall plays into it big time now.
You know, talking about understanding pressure and when to play and not play. Minico outscored Preston in that quarter 9-8.
Wow.
So they'll jump center. Starting 5 back on the floor for Preston. Remember, each of the 2 big guys in the middle, Hyde and Matson, both have 4 fouls. Guzman also with 4 fouls.
And on that final sequence when Matson got the layup, they could have called a foul on Ty. No call though, and Matson makes it.
That's what Matson's saying. He's grabbing me, he's hooking me. Quit crying and jump center, would you?
Yeah.
Here we go, 4 minutes of overtime. If we're still tied, we'll do it again. Ball's tapped. Parker saves it on the floor, but he saved it to Minico. Carpenter. Back out top to Guzman.
Dunn went down going off a loose ball. It comes up limping. Still out there, though, Dunn is.
Guzman. Madsen comes way out to meet the ball. He has 20 points in the game. Ty has 17. Back to Guzman. They seem fit to just sit on the ball again as they've wasted 35 seconds here in the quarter.
Yeah. They
Chandler.
don't seem to be doing a whole lot with it either, but
no, they're just trying to run the clock. If they get one shot, they're perfectly happy. Carpenter takes the shot and the foul. He's going to go to the free throw line.
Yeah, little baseline cut there as Dunn is trailing the play, trailing Carpenter, giving up some size and length to Carpenter on that shot as well.
First foul on Dunn. Carpenter now with 8 in the game will go to the free throw line to try to complete the three-point play, and does. That's his first charity toss of the night.
Yeah, so the Indians will start down 3 here in their first possession of overtime.
Hobson looks inside to Hyde, backs in, and tries to go off the glass, and he's fouled.
Well, they're going to get Carpenter. Carpenter raises his hand. It was me. It was me. Not Madsen.
Throwing himself on the mercy of the court.
Yeah.
So tying out the free throw line. We'll try to sink the free throws and get the Indians back to within a point. First one's no good. Guzman comes back in now. Remember, he has 4 fouls.
Yep. He's their floor general, their point guard. Indians need to get a free throw here and start making these freebies. Oh, there we go.
And Ty gets the second one to roll in. And timeout. Called by, I think they're looking at Preston. To determine who's waiting for an indication. Yeah, the timeout's going to go against Preston to be a full timeout with 3:02 to play here in the first overtime, and a 2-point game with Minico leading 60-58. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Webb Funeral Home. Remember, they've been assisting Franklin County residents in their time of need since 1925. When you need their professional and understanding care, stop by their modern first full-service facility. It's just off Highway 91 at the south end of the city of Preston. Their doors are always open for your questions and concerns anytime. That's Webb Funeral Home. So a 2-point game.
We expect Minico will probably come out and take their time, working around the perimeter like they have been up to now. Looks like the Indians may put a little full court pressure on, try to disrupt that offense.
So they'll show pressure. Carpenter will come and bring the ball in. Chandler and Guzman will accept the pass. They get it to Chandler. They double team in the corner and they foul him as Dunn tries to force him out of bounds, and that's going to be two free throws coming up here for Ryan Chandler.
Yeah, once you have him trapped, you don't want to let him escape along that sideline.
Too many guys just try to muscle him out of bounds. If you can get in front of him and stick your foot out of bounds, then he can't go around you.
Right, then they can't without tripping or going out of bounds themselves.
I think too many young players don't realize that. They think it's like the football rule where you have to stay in bounds. You don't in basketball.
Right. Great point. Yep.
First one's good. Go ahead.
Scott Dunn his second foul, so no foul trouble there for Scotty.
Chandler missed it. Made one of 2. 3-point lead, 61-58. Driving all the way, Smaley, and he's fouled. If that's against 11, he's done. Madsen looking over at the bench, and the referee says, "Good night, my friend." That's 5 fouls. So Smaley goes to the foul line to shoot 2, and Kobe Madsen will have a seat as he fouls out. Great game, 22 points tonight.
Yeah, Matson, he's a player. He's a good player. But what a smart play by Luke, though, to recognize the opening to the lane and just aggressively drive that in right into the chest of the shot blocker.
Why not take the chance, get him out of the game? Absolutely. Guzman comes back in. Now remember, he has 4 fouls as well. And Luke at the line to shoot 2.
Free throws 7 and 8 on the night coming up here for Luke.
He's made 3 out of 6 so far, and he makes the first. 2-point game. Smalley to try at the second. Short, Hyde with the rebound, and they foul him going up.
Yeah, they got to call that. The referee sent right in front of us, saw the foul.
It's on
referee didn't.
It's on Chandler. And now Ty's going to go to the line to shoot 2 more. Again, it's not been a good free throw night, shooting night for the Indians tonight.
No, we haven't shot well. Ty will get a pair here to try to even up those percentages a little bit.
And also even up the game as he makes the first. 61-60. 2:48 left on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard. Hyde back to the line now to try to even it up. He made them both. Tied at 61. Chandler up into the front court, had it knocked out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Minico right at the midcourt stripe.
Boy, Luke right there arguing that it went off Chandler's own foot, but Minico inbounds right in front of the Preston student section.
Comes to Chandler. Into the front court to Guzman. Turns and looks Hobson in the eye. Back to Chandler in the right corner. Back out top to Guzman. Durfee. Now back to Chandler again. Carpenter in the paint. Almost traveled. Throws it. It's intercepted by Dunn. 2:22 to play.
There we go. Scotty, man on the spot there.
Good hands by Dunn. Comes to Ward back into the game. Looked inside, nothing there, so they'll pick it back out again. See how long it takes to try to get it inside to Luke. I don't think Carpenter's nearly the defender that Madsen is. As Ty missed the layup. Ty's down, getting up very slowly. He's hurt a hip. Back out to Ball. Ball wants to drive, and a foul.
Ty Hyde may have to come out of the game. He's still bent over.
Foul's going to go on Hobson. That's 4 on Cooper. Ty went down hard, and he landed on a hip and got up very slowly. 1:55 to play.
Yeah. Boy, I thought they could have called the foul on Carpenter on that shot by Ty as well, which is what Tyler Jones is explaining right now. But
Ball's first one is no good.
One good thing about the free throws, though, it gives Hyde a little time to shake off that lower body injury, whatever that was. He's still in a lot of pain.
Ball, the second free throw for the lead is good. So he makes 1 out of 2, 62-61, 1:50 to play. If you're not enjoying this game, if you're watching on mylocalradio.com, check your pulse.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't have a heartbeat. Back to Smalley. Luke drives down the middle all the way. Left-hand layup is good. Preston leads by 1. Luke with 14, 63-62.
Beautiful left-handed drive and finish. Ooh.
Durfee way out away from the basket, gives it back to Carpenter, who drives, and a pushing foul. Boy, that's ticky-tack.
Yeah, boy, they'll get Scott Dunn on that one, but
more importantly, it's 2 free throws coming up for Carpenter.
So you can see now, Dan, with Madsen out of the game, Carpenter is who they're trying to feed every time down the floor. Dunn drawing that defensive assignment.
So here's Carpenter. First one is good, and we're tied again. Carpenter now with, I got him with 10 in the game. They only have him with 8 on the board as he makes them both. Minico leads by a point again. 1:10 to play here in the first overtime. Smalley Drives, lays it off to Hyde rather, and he's fouled going to the basket. Foul's going to go on Butcher, his first. Ty, who just sunk 2 a moment ago, goes back to the free throw line to shoot 2 more.
Boy, free throw shooting so important in the fourth quarter and overtime.
First one is good. We're even again at 64. Again, Guzman back into the game. Durfee again will come out. Hyde back to the line to give the Indians a lead again. Needs to bounce in, doesn't, as that's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to go to the Indians, and they're going to say that it's off Carpenter.
Garrett Ward snuck in there, tipped that ball off of Carpenter. Minico coach Shippen may have a coronary right here on the sideline.
Smalley gets it in. 1:05 to play. Tied at 64. Smalley with it in the left corner. Driving all the way. He's held and will have free throws.
Well, he took a shot in the face, too, at the end of that drive.
Yeah. Foul's going to go again on Butcher, his second. But in the double bonus, Smalley will go to the line to shoot 2. First one by Luke. Short.
Well, the rate we're going, he'll hit this one because the Indians have been about 50% on the night.
57 seconds left. Smalley back to the line. Missed them both. And rebound, and Ty goes over the back, and that's 5 on Ty.
Yeah, that'll. Too bad. I mean, it's an aggressive play, but not the best play from their center there. Coming over the back, easy call for the referee.
So Smalley misses them both. Riley Parker comes in for Hyde, who fouls out with 17 points tonight. And now back to the line at the other end is Philip Butcher, shooting 2 in the double bonus. They can get his team back to lead again. First one's too long.
So with both centers out of the game now, Dan, I'd like to see Preston get the ball to Smalley and try to get him to drive in and either get fouled or get a layup.
Butcher's second is good. And a timeout called by Minico. They lead by 1, 65-64. And we'll keep it here. So they lead by 1, does Minico.
Preston ball, got to go all the way down the floor, but that's okay. Plenty of time with 56 seconds. Don't really need a 3 at this point, obviously, just down 1. You want to get the best available shot.
Right.
With Hyde out of a game, you know, probably Luke driving and then maybe a kick to Hobson or take it all the way to the hoop.
So both the big guys in the middle have fouled out. I hearken back to what Coach Jones said in the pregame interview, that whoever had an advantage was going to be whoever had the big man on the floor the longest. Well, they both end up fouling out of the game.
Yeah, probably end up playing pretty similar minutes overall.
So Minico will drop back. They will not pressure the ball in the backcourt. Ward brings it into Smalley. Here we go. Clock runs, 53 seconds to play. In the corner, it goes to Dunn. Looks inside to Parker. Nope, they'll come back out top to Ward. Back to Hobson, now back to Smalley. Luke drives along the baseline, goes up. Shot no good. Carpenter has the ball, but it's tied up, and it's going to stay with Preston. That's a break.
Yeah, Luke alertly chasing his own rebound and causes the tie-up.
40 seconds to play here in the first overtime. Preston, Smalley looking, and afraid they're not going to get the ball out in time. Timeout's called by Coach Jones for the Indians. Not sure what they have left. They're going to take a full timeout here. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Advantage Plus has what you need for all of your financial needs. Whether it's mobile banking, free rewards banking, an auto, or how about even an RV loan. Advantage Plus has what you need. With 60 years of tradition, Advantage Plus is here to serve you with the services you need and that you want. Stop by today and see for yourself at 311 South Highway 91 in Preston. Member NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
So coming out of the timeout, Indians will inbounds right under their own basket. Boy, you know, they almost didn't get it in last time, so Jones calls timeout. We want to see a little more screen action, a little more maybe a down screen or something to free up Hobson or Dunn. Usually Smaley's the one who inbounds the ball. We'll see if they change that up this time now with Hyde out of the game.
But you could very easily get Luke to throw the ball into somebody, then get it right back.
Yeah, or, you know, once in a while we've seen Riley Parker just hangs around the basket and they kind of forget about him, and sometimes he's open on those.
40 seconds to play. Indians down one, 65-64 with the ball. They get it they get it into Parker, and he's fouled. Foul's going to go against Butcher, his third.
Yeah, the ref says it's down on the floor. It doesn't matter. It's 2 shots either way.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's still a lot of fouls. Parker can at least makes one, can at least tie the game.
Yeah, Riley, the lone senior out there right now for the Indians.
Makes the first. That's gutsy.
Good to have seniors.
Absolutely. That's 9 for Riley tonight. He can give his team the lead with the second. Will not go down for him. Carpenter with the rebound. So we're tied at 65. 35 seconds left. And a timeout called again by Minico.
Chess match now between the two coaches on the timeouts and the defensive and offensive sets. You would expect Minico to go for the last shot here, tied up with 33 seconds to go.
If I'm making the call, I think I'm actually wanting Guzman to take the shot.
Yeah, or at least to be the primary ball handler. And boy, he's barely missed tonight, Guzman. He's shown he can shoot threes or that mid-range.
He has 12 points tonight. But,
you know, as we talked about earlier, though, it's not as easy as it sounds to run what would be about 20, 25 seconds off the clock before you go. You know, there just aren't that many really good ball handlers and passers at the high school level to where you can do that most of the time. So
no, because usually it takes 2, maybe 3 guys to be able to do that.
Yeah, you have to have more than just one really good point guard. So interesting, and our guards are a little taller and longer than theirs, so that also plays into the passing lane issue.
So 33.6 left. Possession arrow in the direction of the Spartans. Both teams shooting at the double bonus just in case there would be a foul. As the Indians come back out on the floor with Ward, Dunn, Smaley, Parker, and Hobson. They'll bring the ball in across court. Here we go. As they bring it in deep into the backcourt as it comes into Carpenter. No, you bring it in back there. You still have to get it across the timeline in 10 seconds. The count is going, and just does Chandler get it across the line. Back to ball. 20 seconds to play. To Guzman. Guzman pulls the ball back out with 15. Back to Carpenter now with 13. Back to Chandler. 10 seconds on the clock. Chandler still holding. 8, 7, 6, 5. Drives up around Ward. Blocked by Parker. And we're going to go to second overtime.
Riley Parker coming up big there. Great block.
We'll go another 4 minutes of overtime tonight, gang. Take the timeout. Back with more after this on mylocalradio.com.
Fresh in the shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
We'll go to the second overtime. This ought to be interesting with none of the big guys left. Dunn's going to jump center. Parker with the big block stays in the game. As Preston controls the ball.
Cooper Hobson will bring it down now, right side to Smaley.
Down low, try to get it to Hobson. They step in front of it, they steal it. It goes to Carpenter up into the front court. Comes the ball. Ball to Carpenter. Stands just outside the three-point area. Three-pointer put up, that's going to be no good. As Carpenter goes up and somebody grabbed his jersey going up.
Who are they going to call the foul on?
Is that going to be on Dunn?
I think it's on Carpenter.
Nope. It's on Luke.
It's on Luke? Luke wasn't anywhere near the action.
Somebody grabbed the back of Carpenter's shirt going up.
Yeah.
So here's Kason Carpenter trying to give his team back the lead again. First one is good.
Carpenter, 6'5" kid with a nice stroke at the free throw line.
He's the one guy that's had good success from the line tonight. He's made all 4. Now make it all 5 as he gives his team a 2-point lead.
Once again, Preston starts an overtime period in the hole.
3.5 to play here in overtime number 2 tonight. Smaley gives it off to Hobson, who drives, hangs in the paint, no good. Carpenter has the rebound. Tough night for Hobson shooting.
Yeah.
In the front court, it comes to Guzman. Can't afford just to let him sit on the ball. Goes back to Chandler again, lays it off as that goes to Butcher. Butcher inside against Parker, put it up and in.
Butcher with nowhere to go, and all of a sudden he comes up with a left hand.
All of a sudden it's a 4-point game in favor of Minico, 69-65.
Yeah, Indians need a bucket here to get some momentum back.
Look down low, can't get it to Hobson. They'll bring it out to Parker, who gives it off to Dunn, being guarded by Chandler. As he loses it, blocked from behind. Here comes, they almost had it. They threw the ball away on the break, and a foul as Guzman trips Hobson, and that's going to be 5.
Guzman's going to foul out on a loose ball trip.
Yep, that's going to be on him, and that's number 5. So now you've taken their main ball handler away. Cooper Hobson's going to go to the line to shoot 2 here.
Yeah, it wasn't a big push, but it was enough for Hobson to lose control, go down, lose the ball. You have to call that, or it's a change of possession with a foul without a call. So you have to call it if you're the ref. Guzman in disbelief, but Hobson will go to the line.
Dakota Durfee comes back in to replace Guzman, who leaves with 12 points. So here's Cooper. First one is good. Get it back to a 2-point game here. At least it's a 1-possession game at this point. If he makes the second, he can bring it back to a 2-point game. And he does. 69-67.
Now here's pressure by the Indians in the full court.
Carpenter comes up in the front court to get it to Durfee. Now back to Chandler again. Chandler driving, trying to clear out that offhand. Puts it up, no. Hobson taps once. Hobson has the rebound. They want a held ball. They don't get it. And the ball comes off to Dunn. 2:05 to play here in overtime number 2, a 2-point game. Still a lot of time left in the overtime. Back to Hobson. Looks inside, nothing there, and again, Hobson goes down, and again, they're going to call a holding foul.
We're going to get Durfee, I think. Yeah,
yep.
Durfee.
But it's going to send Hobson back to the line again with a possibility of tying the game this time.
Hobson not settling for that three and driving aggressively to the hoop.
Cooper with 10. They have on the board. First one is good. I have him now with 13.
Yeah, I've got him with more than 10 as well. This will be his 8th free throw of the night here.
For the tie. He's made 4 in a row. And we're even at 69. Back up into the front court. And Chandler bumps into Smalley, then loses the ball out of bounds, and then they give the ball back to the Spartans. Carpenter will bring the ball in. 1:48 on the clock. 69-69 here in the second overtime tonight. Carpenter terminates the dribble way away from the basket. Now has to give it to Durfee, who stands at the midcourt line. Durfee drives. He's cut off by Hobson. Comes back to Carpenter. Carpenter looks over at the bench to get directions from Coach Shippen. Now drives, kicks it back out. 1:25 to play. Chandler holds it there against Smalley. Now drives, kicks it over in the corner of the ball. A two-pointer, no. Rebound inside by Carpenter, dropped it, then kicks it back, and Minico is going to hang on to it with 1:10 left on the clock.
Boy, too bad we couldn't corral that one.
Carpenter lost the ball and almost lost it out of bounds, and somehow kept control of the ball and stayed in bounds in the process. Back to Durfee. No, I'm sorry, that's not Durfee, that's Butcher, I should say. Back to Chandler, drives, nothing there. Now they give it to Durfee. Durfee tries to drive on Hobson, he gets cut off. Now they have to give it back as it goes to Chandler again. They switch. Chandler driving, just kind of cuts through the paint, didn't take the layups. Now they're going to work for the last shot again and win or go to another overtime. 30 seconds on the clock, back to Durfee. Durfee tries to drive, goes back into Carpenter. Carpenter, now they want a timeout. Well, your shooters are basically out of the game if you're Minico. Not the only one left out there is Ball. Carpenter within range, maybe for a two. I don't think he has three-point range.
Well, I think Carpenter can hit a three if he's open, but he can shoot over guys at 6'5". He's got that length, and Hobson's got to be a little careful. He's got 4 fouls on him, but I would imagine they'll try to run something for Carpenter here. 25 seconds to go. Indians, again, you got to play good defense without fouling. Any foul, they go to the line for 2 free throws.
The only one left on the floor in any kind of free throw trouble right now is Cooper Hobson. He has 4. .7 left. Again, the possession arrow in the direction of the Minico Spartans. And as we have seen for the last, all of both overtimes, both teams are completely out of fouls and in the double bonus.
Yep, and just to reset for those maybe just tuning in for us now, Ty Hides fouled out of the game, so we lose some shot blocking and rebounding presence there. We got a team rebound, you got to block out. Everybody's got to find a guy, get them blocked out of those rebounds.
Here we go, 25.7 left. Ball belongs to the Spartans out of bounds near the midcourt stripe. They were holding the ball for the last shot before the timeout as it comes into Carpenter. Back to Durfee. Give it off to Chandler. 17 on the clock. Chandler dribbles now down to 13. 11, now 10. Here he goes, he wants a timeout again. Obviously, Coach Shippen not happy with the formation that he saw from his guys, as nobody was cutting to the ball or cutting through the key.
So one more timeout. That should be it. Minico out of timeouts.
Should be. Yeah, you get 2. In fact, the referee just came over and said timeouts.
Yep.
No timeouts for anybody. So the clock down to 9.5 left.
Minico with the ball. Side out of bounds.
And again, I think you do the same thing. I think you're trying to look for Carpenter, maybe Chandler. Chandler only was 6 points. Hasn't impressed me as somebody who has shooting range.
Indians will come out with their normal starting five, except for Garrett Ward in for Hyde. Spartans with a chance to win it here with 9.5 seconds to go.
And here we go. Ball brings it in the backcourt. He almost threw it away. Chandler has to go get it with 6:05 on the clock. 4. He drives with 3. Stops. Bank shot isn't it within a mile. We're going to triple overtime. No.
Nope.
No. You got the whistles were already blowing.
Yeah, we're going to go to triple overtime. Yeah.
No
good.
basket.
No good. Shots no good.
We'll keep playing. Tied at 69-69. Each team only with 4 points in that overtime. As we'll take again another timeout. Back with the third overtime after this on mylocalradio.com.
To shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time on.
For Minico and a timeout called by the Spartans.
Well, Dan, if the Indians don't pull this out tonight, it won't be hard to find the culprit. Free throw shooting.
Absolutely.
It's been a tough night from the charity stripe for the hometown Preston Indians.
You're absolutely right. Here's where we stand. It's 76-74. Preston on top. 6.5 seconds left.
Yeah, about the worst thing Preston could do would be to foul a three-point shooter on a three-point shot. Just play good defense, stand straight up, verticality, all those sorts of things. You want to force them into a tough shot, but don't get over-aggressive and whack them.
A 2-point basket will force a fourth overtime. A three-pointer for Minico would win the game.
I don't think I've been seen or been involved in a 4 overtime high school game in a long time.
I saw a 3 overtime game a couple of years ago in Kansas, but not 4.
Yeah, you just started to get tired.
You look down here at the other basket. Look at all the people ringing the upper level. They want to be where they can see.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Great crowd here tonight.
6.5 seconds left. Durfee will bring it in. Ball cuts through. Carpenter comes around the top. They get it to Carpenter. Looks at a 3 for the win. It's too long. Rebound inside. No. Top back is good. We're tied. And we're going to a fourth overtime.
There should be a second left on the clock. Let's see. They're going to put some time back on the clock.
Coach Sippen is yelling the basket should count. He's absolutely correct. But there should be about a second or a second and a half left.
Yeah, the Minico basket should count time-wise.
Referees get together. I think he said they're going to put 1.5 on the clock. So we're tied at 76. Remember, Smaley made a shot from about 55 feet to end the first half.
Yeah, without those 3 points, where would have been in the second half?
Yeah, exactly.
So now you start to wonder, which team has the deeper bench. The Indians have essentially gone with the same 5 guys after Hyde fouled out. Ward in for Hyde. We haven't seen much of Brett Robertson, for example, or some of the other guys. So fatigue starts to be a factor.
Minico only lists 9 guys on their roster. 2 of them have fouled out.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much deeper they can go. So Preston ball, it's going to be their ball in the backcourt, 1.5 left. Tied at 76, or we're going to overtime number 4 tonight.
Yeah, about the best you can do here is a long pass down court, hopefully to a guy who's going towards your own basket so you have some momentum for the shot.
Right.
So I'd expect to see a screen for Hobson or Smaley and see if they can recreate Smaley's first half, last second heave magic here.
Minico's going to pick up. Well, I thought they were going to pick up full court. Now they're going to back out of it. Butcher's going to guard the inbound pass.
Yep. Garrett Ward triggered inbounds.
Can run the baseline. As coming to get the ball is nobody. You got to come and get him. They didn't get it in. 5 count. Nope, timeout by Coach Jones.
Greg Harding had a 5 count. The referee down at the other end had a timeout by Jones.
And again, Shippen doesn't like the call. But he's laughing about it.
Yeah, well, it was a different referee watching Jones for the timeout call, so again, it was close.
Yep, absolutely. So again, Preston will be able to run the baseline. Somebody's got to come help the inbounds pass.
Yeah.
They can't just kind of hang around hoping to get the ball for another 55-foot shot.
A good learning experience for Garrett Ward. The last thing you can do is take a 5 count there. You just cannot take a 5 count and give them 1.5 to win the game under their own basket. Even if you just throw it down court, you got to inbounds. Yeah. You got to trigger that somehow.
Yeah, you got to throw it down, get it into the front court if you're just going to throw it.
Yeah,
and throw it at somebody who's hopefully not a good shooter.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of things that the Indians can talk about in the film room after they look at this one, but still have 1.5 to go here in the third overtime.
So same 5, and again Garrett Ward will bring it in. Referee reminds Garrett that he can run the baseline, doesn't have to stand right there. But you don't want to run too far to your left because then the basket becomes like an extra defender.
Yeah, you don't want to run right under that standard, that goal there. So Indians with nobody extremely deep.
Gets it in to Dunn. Dunn lets it fly from 48, and it hits the backboard, but it's no good. And we're going to overtime number 4. So we'll take another timeout. When we come back, it'll be overtime number 4 after this on mylocalradio.com.
Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Do you like earning interest on your money? If so, Lewiston State Bank has the account for you. This is Shelley Austin, and I'm here to tell you about our MyRate checking account. It is a free checking account that can earn a high rate of interest on the first $25,000. The rate is even higher than that of most savings accounts. So stop by and visit me at our Tree Mountain branch, or go to our website at ls-bank.com and ask us how you can qualify for this high interest rate on your checking account. Lewiston State Bank, a division of People's Intermountain Bank, member FDIC.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated.
Tied at 76 this time as we head to the 4th overtime.
Here we go again. Scotty Dunn. This is probably the most he'll jump center his entire Preston career.
Well, what do you expect from 2 teams ranked 1 and 2 in 4A here in the state? As Parker has to go back and get the ball after the tap. Smaley has it. Ball chased the ball all the way back into the back court with good hustle. Luke up into the front court, comes to Dunn. To Parker. Looks underneath to Smaley. Nice job, Luke, as he gets the layup. Smaley had good position inside and gives his team a 2-point lead here as they score first here in the 4th overtime.
Good find by Riley Parker.
Carpenter out top. Missed the 3-pointer with about 2 seconds left that would have given his team a victory. Instead, they got the rebound underneath to tie the game. Comes back to Durfee. Three-pointer put up long is rebound off to Carpenter. Ball has the ball in the corners. It comes back to Chandler. Back out top to Durfee again. Back to Carpenter again. Wants to look at a three. Now he wants to drive and puts it up. Blows in, comes out. Parker with the rebound and bodies again all over the place. They're going to call it a held ball, and it's going to stay with Minico.
Yeah. Again, without Hyde in there, we've got a team rebound that thing. Riley Parker doing his part, but we've got to box everybody else out a little better.
Durfee will bring the ball in to get Chandler back on the floor. Underneath, it's Chandler with the layup.
Yeah, we just lost him somehow in that inbounds.
Tied at 78. Minute into 2.5, 2:45, I should say, left here in overtime number 4. Again, they'll lob it inside. Again, it goes back to Smaley. This time left hand is good.
Same play as before. Luke right under the basket with a lob over the top of the defender.
That's another career high. That's 20 for Luke as Chandler drives and left-hand layup puts it in there, Tim. So it's Chandler against Smaley.
Yeah, Chandler and Smaley duel here. Luke with the ball, though.
Luke turns it back, looks at the clock momentarily, sees that it says 2:14, so he drives. Back to Hobson, a long three. Go! That's a big shot.
Yeah, very long three.
83-80, 2 minutes to play. Halfway through overtime number 4. Chandler comes back out. Ball's on the line. Durfee back to Chandler, a three for the tie. That's no good. Hustling to get to the ball is Parker, gives it off to Smaley. Quickly he goes to Hobson up into the front court. 1:35 left. They double team the ball, it comes to Ward. See how long they try to sit on the ball here before they try to move it or get a shot. Comes back to Hobson.
Boy,
gives it to Smaley. Boy, he's double teamed in the corner. Comes to Parker, to Dunn, lays it up and he's fouled. It looked like a sure disaster, and it turns into what could be a miracle. Foul on Durfee is 4th.
Yeah, I agree, Dan. Boy, I didn't feel comfortable at all about that play until
not at all.
Riley slipped the pass somehow to cutting Scott Dunn.
Connor Stocking's going to come back in. I don't think we've seen him hardly in the second half.
Yeah, it looks like Carpenter's got a cramp or...
Dunn makes it a 2-possession game as he makes the first free throw here.
Yeah, Carpenter's cramping in the thigh. He's over here laying on his back by the coaching staff of Minico. So
I wouldn't believe it. Boy, he's played hard. In fact, he's hardly ever come out. Missed it. Rebound comes off to Stocking. So Dunn made 1 of 2. 4-point lead for the Indians. 1:15 to play. Chandler kicks it back out. Driving is Durfee. Puts it up, but he's fouled. No basket.
Boy, who'd they get it on? If it's Hobson, they have to foul him out of the game.
Who's it going to be? Luke.
No.
That's 3 on Smaley. Dakota Durfee will go to the line. First one, good. Cuts the lead down to 3.
Yeah, Minico staff still frantically working on Carpenter's cramp in his, looks like his left thigh, but Indians with a 3-point lead now.
Second one's no good. Rebound comes off, comes back to Durfee. Ball has it. Now a 3-pointer will tie the game. 1:05 to play in the overtime. Oh, by the way, overtime number 4. As the rebound down low, the layup is no good. Ball had it, he lost it, Parker has it. Now the ball's still loose on the floor, picked up by Hobson. And what are they going to call?
A foul on Minico, I think. Let's see, what are we doing here?
Fouls on 15, that's got to be Butcher, that's 4. And free throws coming up for Hobson.
Loose ball foul after that rebound. About 4 different guys hit the deck, the ball flying all over.
There's all kinds of bodies and arms swinging. Micah Nava is going to come in here.
First time tonight, I believe.
For the first time tonight.
Must be a 3-point shooter.
First one by Hobson is good. the lead back to 4 again, 85-81. A two-possession game. 53 seconds left. Cooper back to the line. Made them both again. Cooper with 21.
Yep, defend without foul.
Here comes Chandler down the baseline, kicks it off in the corner to Ball. A three is too long. And Hobson has the rebound. They got to foul somebody.
They're going to foul Hobson.
Coach Shippen for Minico is on the floor going absolutely apoplectic.
Yep.
Fouls on Durfee, that's 5.
And they could have called Hobson for the loose ball foul, but it's two guys going for the ball.
So Durfee fouls out. That's the third member of Minico to foul out tonight. Cooper Hobson's going to go back to the line.
Yeah, I think whatever points they've been putting on the board, or they just stopped because they're not close now.
They stopped updating the player lines.
Point, yeah. Looks like Carpenter may be able to come back now.
He wants to come back, as he'll come back in as Durfee heads to the bench after he fouls out of the game. 38 seconds left. Preston leads by 5 with a chance to extend the lead. First one is good. That's the important one. Now a pair of three-pointers don't beat you.
And Hobson now, boy, he's been our best free throw shooter on the night. He'll step up for number 2 here this trip.
He's made 6 in a row here in the fourth overtime, and it's a 7-point lead, a 3-possession game for the Indians. Let him shoot. The three-pointer is good. Timeout.
Boy, he comes off the bench with a cramp and fires a three-pointer.
So Kason Carpenter comes to the bench, and he's still in pain, as he's still over there having cramp issues in the back of the leg. So here's the deal, 31.1 left. Preston leads by 4, 88-84, and they have the possession arrow.
Yeah, you have to think Minico is going to try to foul right away. And Preston probably will try to get the ball to Hobson, who's been our best free thrower here tonight.
Not that it would be any big sort of surprise, but the 88 points tonight scored by Preston is a new season high.
Yeah, they play 16 extra minutes, and it's an extra half of basketball. So the first thing you have to do if you're the Indians, get the ball in bounds. Then you got to make some free throws.
So Garrett Ward will bring the ball in. Underneath their own basket, or I should say at the defensive end. Full court pressure, he gets it into Smaley. Quickly up into the front court, it comes to Dunn. Dunn back out to Parker. And boy, that's why you don't throw that skip pass across the defense. He threw it too low, but luckily there's a whistle and a foul.
Yeah, he was trying to get it to Hobson in the corner, but that was a dangerous pass.
Connor Stocking called for the foul. Riley Parker now goes back to the line. As he makes the first, back to a 5-point lead.
Yeah, boy, Parker sure provided some key minutes tonight, Dan. Just points, rebounds, just hustle.
Same situation. He makes this one. A pair of three-pointers do not beat you.
No.
He missed it, and it's going to be rebounded out as Chandler has it. Chandler quickly pushes up into the front court, and it goes through the hands of Nava and out of bounds.
Yeah, Nava just in the game, as we said, he's only about 5'6", 5'7", maybe.
Yeah, 5'7" is what they list him at.
Pass was too tall for him.
They get it into Parker. Parker's pass is deflected by Ball and lands on the line sideline. and it's going to stay with Preston. That's a break. Hobson to Smaley. Clock runs with 12 seconds to play. In the front court, it comes to Ward. Dunn with it in the corner. No reason to shoot, leading by 5 as Stocking comes over and commits the foul, his third. That's going to be 2 more free throws.
Yeah, Dunn will get another trip to the line. This will be free throws 7 and 8 on the night for Scott.
Dunny back to the line. This one rolls in. 6-point lead again, 90-84. He makes this one, the game's over. Not that it's not over now, leading by 6 with only 7 seconds left. He made them both. 6, 5, 4, a three-pointer by Chandler is good.
Long three goes in.
As they didn't stop the clock. They didn't stop the clock after the made basket, but the referees were on their way off the floor, and Preston wins it by the final score of 91-87. They've won 12 in a row. They've won 23 in a row at home, and more importantly, they hand Minico their first loss within the conference, and Preston now with a full lead in the conference at 7-1, as Minico is now 6-1.
Boy, sure had to work for it. 4 overtimes, my goodness. We expected it would be a great ball game, couple heavyweight contenders, so to speak, in the forward ranks. Well, that's exactly what we got. Indians come out on top, and that's, of course, what we were hoping to see tonight. So, great game, and this one go in the books as a high-scoring, long ball game.
People are going to enjoy reading about this one tomorrow. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. The post-game show is next on mylocalradio.com. This has been Preston Indians basketball. Tonight's game has been brought to you by Webb Funeral Home, Lewiston State Bank, Franklin County Medical Center, My Local Radio, West Motors, Stokes Market True Value, S&T Electric, Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, Idaho Salvage, Ron Keller Tire, Valley Implement, and Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Now stay tuned for the postgame show. Coming right up.
As the seasons change, it's a good time to take a close look at your car and truck tires. Check the tread and look for signs of uneven wear. If you have a question, stop by Ron Keller Tire and have one of the tire experts take a look. If you need new tires to get you safely through, they'll help you select the right tires for your vehicle and driving style. With a huge inventory from several manufacturers, Ron Keller Tire can care for your tire needs at a price that's right. You can trust all your tire needs to Ron Keller Tire in Preston and North Logan.
We're not your ordinary grocery store at Stokes Market and True Value in Preston. We see every customer as a friend and a neighbor. Stokes Market and True Value offers a clean, bright, and modern store with the freshest meats, produce, and bakery. In many ways, we're still old-fashioned. We still bake from scratch, and our bakery items are made in store. You'll never see meat with an ingredient list because our meats are all natural and cut in store. Stop in today. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
In addition to local information and the best live coverage of local sports, you can stream music 24/7 at mylocalradio.com. Log on and choose the music you like best. Classic or modern country, indie, adult contemporary, or classic rock. Stream it live through your computer or cell phone. Listen to the music you want and don't miss the information you need. Like us on Facebook and visit mylocalradio.com today.
Welcome back here to the Indians postgame show tonight. We talked about it right off the beginning that this was going to be a brawl, number 1 against number 2, and that's simply the way it ended up. It ended up that neither team wanted to give up and held on to the ball the best they could, and the final score ends up Preston 91, Minico 87 in quadruple overtime.
Wow, what a ball game, and great game to watch, very exciting up and down. 2 really good teams, athletic teams. 2 teams, as we talked about in one of the breaks, Dan, that look like state tournament caliber teams.
Yep.
And it just kind of was a battle of attrition. Then finally in that 4th overtime, Cooper Hobson kind of roared to life offensively and provided the ultimate margin there for the Indians. But wow, what a ball game.
in the process, the Indians extend a whole bunch of streaks they had going as they win their 12th straight game overall. They win their 23rd game in a row here at home. And overall, as far as home goes, remember the last loss here was almost 2 years ago here in February 22nd of 2017. And since back to about 2005, they are now have won 68 of the last 94 games played here at home.
Well, it's a great home court advantage, you know, and it's a beautiful facility with the new gym, as we still call it, even though it's several years old now. And a great crowd here tonight, as we were talking about people hanging off the balcony.
Yeah.
And you know, as we get deeper into January, that's just going to be more and more, and we'll have some opportunity to see some more great ball games here, although we're just about done with home games on the year.
Only one home game left, and that's against Burley.
So the Indians will have to be road warriors here, but boy, they'll take some time to enjoy this one tonight, maybe soak in the hot tub a little bit or something, but enough to get back at it Friday night.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we talked about the battle of the big guys inside, and Ty Hyde and Kobe Matson, well, they ended up fouling out in regulation or early in overtime. And for when the game was really on the line in the last 16 minutes or so, they weren't around to be part of the decision.
No, and they had battled each other almost to a draw, I think, during the game itself. But, yeah, neither of them. So now you have to go to your secondary and then maybe your third option as well. When Guzman fouled out for Minico, there's now their point guard and their center gone. And they battled on, though. You got to give Minico a lot of credit. They played well in a tough environment, and the Indians just came out on top in that fourth overtime.
So Preston now 15-1 overall. They are 7-1 in the conference. Minico slips to 12-2, and that's their first conference loss. They are 6-1, and Preston, who had moved up into second in both of the polls, both the media and the coaches poll, certainly when it comes out next week, God willing, and the Creek don't rise. They still have another game on the road to play at Jerome later this week. Certainly, Preston should be back in that number one spot.
Yeah, you know, the Indians, with the great run that they've had here over the last 3 years, winning 3 state championships,
right.
They're used to being kind of the heavyweight. They're used to being in that position and everybody gunning for them. But this team hasn't quite been there yet. We're talking all new starting 5 this year, starting 4 juniors, and so it's a different experience to be the hunted instead of the hunter. But boy, you got to like the toughness and the grit. And, you know, we talked about the Indians started the first 3 overtimes started down a basket or a 3-point basket, battled back and showed good resilience. So you like to see that from a young team.
So Preston wins it 91-87. We'll come back and Lyle will have a look at the final stats from tonight's game right after this on mylocalradio.com.
Health West is a nationally recognized community health center that provides patient-centered health care for everyone. From newborn to complicated care, Health West is always accepting new patients in Medicaid, Medicare, insured, and even if you don't have insurance. Available in 8 locations throughout Southeast Idaho. Call 208-852-3200 for an appointment in Preston. Health West, empowering our patients and communities by providing quality, affordable health care.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Welcome back to the Indians postgame show here on mylocalradio.com after a win in quadruple overtime. Man, what a contest, as Lyle Fuller has a look at the final stats.
Yeah, you know, Dan, the JV won a close ball game, 64-61.
Yeah.
Our freshmen, our C team won as well. Varsity, again, that final score, 91-87. Now, out of that, Ty Hyde put up 21 points. He goes 7 for 11 on twos, 7 for 12 from the free throw line for 21. Luke Smaley, again, another new career high for Luke. Boy, he was really good down the stretch in this game. Luke goes 6 for 10 on twos, 1 for 2 for threes, and 6 for 12 from the free throw line for 21 points. Scott Dunn, 3 for 5 on twos, 0 for 3 from the 3-point line, 3 for 8 on free throws for 9 points. Cooper Hobson, 2 for 7 on twos, 2 for 7 on threes, and 11 for 12. And on the free throw line, Cooper with a great night at the line, hit 4 big ones in the fourth overtime. 21 for Cooper Hobson. Riley Parker played well tonight for the Indians. 5 for 5 from the field, 0 for 1 on threes, 2 for 6 from the line for 12 points. Brett Robertson played briefly, didn't score. Garrett Ward goes 1 for 1 on twos, 0 for 2 on threes for 2 points. And that rounds out the scoring. Overall, the Indians go 24 for 39 on 2-point field goal attempts, so that's an excellent percentage. 3 for 15 on threes, not so shiny there, but free throws, they shoot 50 free throws in this ball game tonight, which is a lot, and they make 29. So 29 for 50, it was at 58% here for the Indians from the line tonight, and you got to think, boy, if that would have nudged up to 65, 70%, we could have gone home a lot sooner tonight. But 29 out of 50 for the Indians, and they get the win. That's the biggest thing.
Yep, that's certainly is a good sign. You know, we talked about the scoring for Minico, and I know you don't have the numbers for Minico, but some of the ones that I have. Kason Carpenter had 16 tonight. Kobe Madsen had 22 before he fouled out, and those are the 2 big scores. Abe Guzman had a dozen before he fouled out tonight as well. But either way, it's an 91-87 final here as Preston wins it on what was a very difficult game that took 4 overtimes to finally decide a winner. We'll take our final timeout. We'll come back and wrap it all up after this on mylocalradio.com.
When the farmers of Franklin County rolled equipment into the fields for harvest, most of them were rolling on Ron Keller tires, because Keller Tire has the right tires for tractors, combines, swathers, bale wagons, and the trucks that haul hay and grain to market or storage facilities. To keep that equipment rolling during the busy harvest season, Ron Keller Tire also has a fleet of service trucks that make repairs in-field to minimize downtime. Best wishes for a safe and productive harvest from Ron Keller Tires in Preston and North Logan.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details. So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that 20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Left, you know, we talked about it. I think our district's the deepest and toughest district in the state. We still have to go play at Pocatello. We have to play at Century. We got to play at Minico. There's still a lot of tough ball games on the schedule, but a great one to get here tonight at home. And like I said, to go up on the conference side of things, to go up 7-1, I believe it is. That's really important.
That's that is very true. One home game left for the Indians. That comes up against Burley. Coming up in about a week or 10 days, and we will talk to you then.
Good to be with you as always, Dan, and good luck and have a good call in Jerome.
Thank you very much. The next game for the boys is Friday night when they head to Jerome to face the Tigers. The pregame show gets underway at 10 minutes after 7 o'clock. Tip-off set for 7:30, and you can catch that game, again, exclusively on mylocalradio.com. Our next broadcast comes up tomorrow night. as the Lady Indians take the floor again. Tomorrow will be senior night for the Lady Indians rather than Saturday, so we'll come out and enjoy all the senior night festivities tomorrow as they'll be playing host to the Lady Indians from Pocatello. Pregame again set for 10 minutes after 7 o'clock, tip-off at 7:30. Catch the game on a simulcast on 105.5 FM and on AM 1340, along with the video feed on mylocalradio.com. So that'll wrap up tonight's game. What an exciting game it was indeed. The executive director of Preston Broadcasting Sports is Val Cook. Our studio coordinator tonight was John Beverly. Special thanks to the Preston basketball management staff for running the camera for our video feed here this evening. So until next time, speaking for Lyle Fuller, I'm Dan Hubbard, thanking you for joining us tonight. As we remind you of the final score, they needed every point they could get as Preston beats Minico in 4 overtimes tonight. The final score, 91-87. Until next time, we wish you a very pleasant good night.
Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting LLC and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting LLC.